Look at her shirt. Is that Mary? Yo, she got.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, she could have had Satan on that bitch. I'm still trying to get the gram.
Yeah, and you just
Hey.
lost how many more, bro? You might have to cut that one out. I ain't gonna lie. You might have to cut that one out, bro.
I want to let this be known. Like off rip before we get into anything. I take the subject very seriously because I know y'all do. I know a lot of y'all out there, you know, y'all got different. Now, like I know this video is specifically about Christians and atheists, but I know there are tons of religions out there and tons of
And we
beliefs and
respect
principles.
every single one equally, bro.
Everyone, bro, everyone. So I want this to be known that any jokes or like anything for
It's
entertainment
all
purposes.
strictly for entertainment.
Yeah,
Entertainment, bro.
it's
It's
all
just
just
strictly for
entertainment.
entertainment purposes. This is like all jokes. Like
Yeah, don't take it so seriously. It's just it's just to keep you guys entertained while we still talk about serious topics. That's all it is.
and it will be jokes. It will be jokes, but it's
100%,
okay.
100%.
You if you at this channel, bro, be ready for jokes.
And then I ain't gonna lie, the same way I respect y'all, respect me too. You get what I'm saying? If I say something, I know I'm like a little ignorant. You're gonna hear it throughout the video.
And
I
if
say,
we
you know what I'm
wrong, bro,
saying?
you can add us on it though. You can add us if
Yeah,
we wrong.
like feel free to correct me in the comments. Go ahead and let me know
But
if
no, you
I'm,
don't gotta be disrespectful about it,
you
yo.
get what I'm saying?
People wouldn't do that to you.
Right, exactly. If I'm coming at y'all respect, bro, just show a
And
little
if you
something back to me.
sensitive, bro, don't just click off the video, bro. If you sensitive, bro, just click off the video.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If you don't like talking about this topic, then this ain't, bro. I just posted some random horrors last night, bro. Go ahead and watch that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Just click off, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
But if you actually want to sit through this and like question some shit, bro, come on, like type in, bro.
Hi, my name's Alex O'Connor. I'm an atheist and host of the Within Reason podcast, and today I'm surrounded by 25 Christians who, God willing.
For the record, y'all, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah,
you know
we
what I'm
gotta get
saying?
this out of here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, like you know what I'm saying, like fuck all Christians or fuck Muslims or whatever y'all believe in. Y'all niggas can believe whatever y'all want to believe.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's all up to you, bro.
Yeah,
Value your own opinion, bro. Everybody stand with their own opinion. Why they value it, bro, for whatever reason, bro.
Exactly.
This is all. I'm not religious. The camp's not religious. We just watching the video.
Nothing like that. Right. We kind of just here to like at points. I'm not push you to like be like me. Like if you want to believe in that in that type of stuff,
it's really
believe
up
in
to
it.
you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
all up to you.
You got whatever you got.
Let's just get that out the way because I know it's gonna be some niggas that. It's gonna be some niggas out there that say.
Convert. Don't even try to convert, bro. We chilling, bro. We just watching this video, bro.
Come on, bro. Let's go. Come on.
My first claim is that suffering makes God's existence unlikely.
What you think about that?
Right,
what you think about that?
I was about to say, what do you think about that first? Because I mean, like, I feel like it makes sense. Cause like, I mean, what they saying, like, what he's trying to, like, the claim he's trying to make, is like they always say like it's like this all loving God.
Right. But he let like slavery and shit happen and stuff like that.
And it's just like, other than like that, because they always use like the shit like humans is like is the evil, but like you got shit like animals getting hurt or like shit that humans can't even control, like world events that just like phenomenons that just like tornadoes and shit that cause damage and hurt other things.
Right.
So I feel like all around, like for how much suffering that's going around, hell no.
You kind of feel like it's like like either he's watching it and he don't give a fuck, or it's like you know what I'm saying, like
because like I believe that it's higher power, like agnostic, but I don't believe. Like I'm not saying I don't believe who it is. Like I believe like, that there's a chance that there's a God, but I believe that there's also a chance it's like this nigga really don't give a fuck about us if there is one.
I feel that.
That's why we just say aftermath. What you think on this stuff?
Type shit. I mean, for me on this claim, I kind of pretty much what you said. If I'm being 100, because I kind of feel like if he was here, then like you know what I'm saying. I kind of feel like you would intervene to like a certain point, or like not even like intervene. I just kind of feel like the way nature is, like you can't really tie.
Yeah, it's like it's so much that humans can't control, because it's always like this shit. The argument is like humans causes evil because like after the first sin, and then we always sinning, we not perfect. But you got stuff like that really can't control this type of stuff. So it's like
we really just bringing in like laws of nature and shit like that. So I can't tie like a being to that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like that's just the way it is.
Happens, bro.
Yeah. Let me see what they talking about.
It's probably the same.
Oh my god! Hold on, go back. Bro, that nigga ready to say some shit, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
You can see that smirk on his face,
Look,
bro.
no, look at bro right here. Look at bro right here. The nigga from you. That nigga ready to get the fuck out.
Yeah, bro. Nigga went track stance,
Bro, let him
bro.
get it, bro. Let him get it, bro. Let him get it, bro.
They won it.
Yeah,
too.
I
He gonna
told
get
you
it,
all
too.
rip. I told you all rip that nigga was going.
Good work.
Why is
Okay, should I lease up? Yeah, I'll lease up.
suffering or evil make God's existence unlikely?
I think when confronted with two hypotheses, so atheism, naturalism, or theism, we should ask what we expect would occur under either hypothesis. And then we look at the world and we see what does actually occur. And what do we find? We find, I think most relevant here, a system of natural selection, the mechanism by which God apparently chose to bring animals and ultimately human beings into existence. A system which is defined by suffering. Survival of the fittest is the same thing as the death and suffering and destruction of the unfit. I'm told that the very mechanism that God chose to bring about human species as the ultimate end of his creation was one that is imbued with suffering, such that 99.9% of all the species, let alone animals, that have ever existed on planet Earth have been brutally wiped from existence into extinction. And I think that that's less likely on theism. If you assume atheism or materialism, not only do you explain this, you also come to expect it.
What is your, I guess, epistemology? How do you know that this is the case that
Bro, I kind of want to.
That's a big word for Elmo.
On me,
I'm
I
about to start using that.
was just about to say epistemology. Hold on, bro. Look that bitch up real quick.
Damn.
Hold on, bro.
Epistemology?
He
I'ma
ain't
start
finna do me
using
like that on my
I'ma
own
start-
video, bro. Hold on, let
Yo,
me.
Kim, I ain't gonna lie. That's my art, nah. That's my art.
Hold on, bro. What
But
the? What he
how you
say?
even spell that? Let me take a screenshot of that. I'm screenshotting every big word.
Epistemology. They're the branch of philosophy studying the nature, origins, scope, and limits of human knowledge.
Nope. Yeah, I was completely wrong.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got ology at the end, so
Oh,
it would be some shit.
Yeah, investigates how we acquire knowledge and justify
Oh,
it. Belief.
so I was a
Okay.
little right.
epistemology? How do you know that this is the case, that it's less likely, and that an atheist worldview, a naturalistic worldview would look like the way it is today?
Of course, we don't know, but that's why I use the phraseology of unlikely. I think that if you were to tell somebody who was sort of in some Rawlsian state of nature, hadn't seen the world, and you said that the world has been created by an omnibenevolent, all-powerful God, what kind of world would that person be imagining? And if you dropped them into the world, if you were given the opportunity to become a wild animal, like in 2 seconds, I was just going to turn you into a random wild animal somewhere on planet Earth. I
like being a guy.
I think you'd probably kill yourself before I had the
Oh, what
opportunity.
did he say?
Oh,
The
GTA,
life
bro.
of these animals in 2
Relax.
seconds.
Wait,
I was
move
just
the
gonna drop
subtitles.
them
I
into
don't-
the
I don't-
world,
you-
an
you
can't see
omnibenevolent,
the points.
all-powerful God. What
Nigga, we already know that. They raised flags when they want the nigga to get the fuck out the hot seat. We know that. What you talking about?
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. I forgot. I had to make sure because I thought it said something else because 2 things popped up. It was like 3 things that popped up. I thought.
going to turn you into a random wild animal somewhere on planet Earth.
I like being a guy.
I think you'd probably kill yourself before I had the opportunity because you know that the life of these animals is almost
All
defined.
right,
in
yeah,
terms
you
of
can put
their
this subtitle back on.
I guess I just don't really see how
Like,
you
bro.
can justify that claim per se.
Low-key, I couldn't
What
make
I
him
would
a
say
tad bit
is that
smaller, I think.
if
Let me
we
see.
actually take into account the
Never mind, no, I
holistic
can't.
view of the
Oh, wait,
scriptures, which
I
I
might be
do
able
think
to.
that you
Let me
have to do, we see that it's actually much more coherent once you acknowledge that evil itself doesn't have ontology. Evil's not a thing. You don't look under a rock and say, there's the evil, right?
Fine by
And
me.
so
I'm not really talking about evil here because that's of course a moral term. I'm talking about suffering.
can you distinctualize suffering and evil?
So evil is a moral term. Evil means that something is bad, it's immoral. You need to have a moral ontology for that. Suffering is just any experience that's not wanted when experienced, right? And so even if you don't have a moral objectivism, you can still say that suffering exists. So here's a question.
Okay.
A deer gets its leg caught under the branch of a tree that's fallen over in the wild, and it starves to death in confused agony. Why does God oversee this? And why does God set the natural world up such that events
See,
like this
that's exactly what I was saying, man. Like,
Yeah, it's like
it's just
so much
nature.
shit,
You can't really
yeah.
you can't tie like beings like
the
that
world
to.
is full of suffering, bro. Like it's nothing we can't like not even we can't control, but it's nothing that nobody can do about it. Like everything has an end, and it's like however you out, gang.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, because the ultimate view here is that
Okay, pause.
Damn, what the fuck?
Nice to meet you.
You heard that shit? Shit loud as hell. Damn, he got see low key. Like, bro, when you all the way like right here, you gotta go all the way over there to hit the C. All these niggas
Yeah,
got an
bro.
advantage, bro. It's that nigga that got it.
Good work.
Allison, man. Good to
How's it
meet you.
going?
My
Nice to
name's
meet you
Tim.
too.
Okay, so my first question to start out with is what exactly
Fake ass
about
Blood TV.
suffering makes this unlikely on the condition that God exists?
I
Fake
think that
ass
if God is
man.
loving, then he probably wouldn't want his creatures to suffer. And so I think that the fact that they do suffer makes his existence
Hold on.
less likely.
What's that one nigga that used to have big blends? Fake ass big blends.
Okay, perfect. And is there some specific aspect of suffering that you're particularly honing in
Fake ass futuristic. Okay, I'm
on,
done.
Yeah.
horrendous, or
In
whatever that is?
particular, non-human animal suffering. Because I think that the
Let me see futuristic real quick, cause I haven't seen this nigga in a minute.
Holy keys, bro.
I'm sorry.
Keys, bro. I think, yeah, I see it, bro. You need glasses.
Christianity has a celebrated tradition
My
of
bad. Let me go
theosophy.
back. Let me go
And is
back.
there some specific aspect of suffering that you're particularly honing in on,
Yeah.
horrendous, or
In
whatever that is?
particular, non-human animal suffering. Because I think that the Christianity has a celebrated tradition of theodicies trying to explain why suffering exists.
Yeah.
Human free will, the development of the soul, higher order goods, all of this kind of stuff, none of which apply to the suffering of non-human animals.
Have you heard of the axiological expectation?
An axiological expectation mismatch problem refers
Yeah,
to a
like my
situation
username, don't it?
where there is a discrepancy between what someone expects to be good or valuable based on their personal values or beliefs and what they actually observe in the world, leading to a sense of conflict or
It's like moral.
consistency.
It's like your own sense of morale.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. So like what someone, what someone thinks is like
Yeah,
good.
it's
Okay.
like
Mismatch
good or
problem.
wrong.
I have not.
Okay, so philosophers of religion have started to understand that the thing that actually generates a problem between God and suffering is actually the value system you attach to the very attribute of perfect lovingness. Because the problem of evil is an internal critique, you have to look at a very specific version of theism and how it defines perfect lovingness. I want to present to you a version where my version of perfect lovingness does not actually constitute.
Real quick, I'm gonna go back on this point, Bryce. I want you to know, like now, bro. I probably like niggas who watch this video. I probably lost like 75% of my fan base. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh,
Eat. Even with us like setting the record straight and like letting them niggas know like how we feel about it and like
yeah,
ain't no bad
everything
things, bro.
is
Just
hard.
us watching the video and talking about it, bro. Drop my fucking follower rate. Like these niggas gonna see this video and like probably, I might unsubscribe. I ain't gonna like niggas might dead ass unsubscribe on some shit.
They're gonna be good, bro. We gotta do another disclaimer at the end. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we gonna have to. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. If y'all niggas get heat over this type of shit,
Yeah.
that's the problem now, bro. Y'all niggas need y'all gotta be
Like,
open to
everybody
discussions
got
to
their
talk,
own
bro. Like
point,
y'all,
bro. You gotta think, bro. Niggas getting, bro. It's probably a nigga in the world getting tight for what you believe in, bro.
you know. Come on, man. It's all love around here, bro. I don't really give a fuck.
Understand,
To
bro.
a problem and a misalignment, that mismatch between
Oh, the game
the
with that nigga
suffering of
Jay.
animals, let's just say the profusion of suffering of animals
Great.
and the existence of God.
So let's hear it. What kind of God are we imagining that would allow and oversee and do nothing to prevent
Then
billions of
his
years
pants tight
of
as hell.
untold animal suffering?
Right, so you're talking
Okay,
about
you look good.
non-prevention.
Or setting up the system
kept
that
it
is
on him,
natural
too.
selection such that it relies upon things like predation
Yeah.
and disease.
Well, the first part is I don't agree with the whole setting up the system part. So I'm not one of those theists that believes that God does this select and pick idea of creating worlds. I don't think that God actually creates worlds. I think that God lets worlds develop according in a certain way, but because God can oversee an overarching narrative, he knows exactly
Yeah,
how
niggas-
he can
niggas don't
redeem
fuck with that
anything.
point.
The first time, sorry, go ahead.
Could God have made it such that animals were all herbivores instead of carnivores and omnivores? for
Yes, he
example?
could totally do that.
Okay,
but
so had he done that, here's an instant way to reduce by orders of magnitude the amount of suffering that exists.
Right, but hold on. That's particularly assuming a value theory already that I haven't told you I'm adopting that has a problem with the evil. So I have to give you my value theory first for you to show that misalignment.
Okay, let's hear it.
Perfect. Okay, so my value theory says that it's not the most important thing about a sentient creature is not what merely happens to them. It's about the total timeline of their life and how and where their life permanently ends. Meaning, if you were to judge an author of a narrative and the first few chapters, let's say, there's a lot of bad things happening, but the end ends with this crescendo where there's victoriousness, there's redemption, there's beauty, and everyone in the story actually endorses their entire existence that they lived. They can look at their they can look at their total timeline, and they actually each subjectively come to the conclusion, I'm glad I was made, and I totally see what my suffering was for. That's the particular I'm using with. So we have to judge, hold on, like John Hicks says, we have to judge the very nature of God's lovingness by what he does in the end, not these few time slices that we observe right now. For you to show that there's a problem,
He
you
is
have to
making good
show.
points.
I was just gonna say I was waiting for this nigga to finish up, but it looked like this nigga he's gonna keep running his
Yeah,
fucking mouth. So
yeah.
go ahead. So go ahead.
But like he is making he's making a good point. But it's
He
all at
is.
the end of the day. Like at the end of it, it's like it's still we still got the same problem.
You know.
It's
See,
like
I was gonna say that.
regardless,
I see what he was saying. Like completely understand what he's saying. But it's like
but you can't justify suffering with a smack on the ass at the end, bro.
that yeah. See, he killed. Okay, what killed me was when he was saying, okay, you can't judge at the very end, but like at the end, I don't know. Okay, like my suffering ended up in like it all caused like hold on. Look, let me go back to what he said so that way you know what I'm talking about. Let me see.
There's redemption, there's beauty, and everyone in the story actually endorses their entire existence that they live. They can look at their they can look at their total timeline, and they actually each subjectively come to the conclusion, I'm glad I was made, and I totally see what my suffering was for.
Like right there, like I completely see what the suffering for it. Like he kind of like
Yeah, bro.
I guess, but it's like
It's like you can't just keep justifying it, bro. You
you
can't just
can, bro.
justify it.
It kind of depends on the situation, like it's like
It's like with
see
certain stuff, it's like there's no end goal. It's like that is just like with the animals, like with like animals, they're not supposed to have like a deep understanding of like I understand.
because you gotta think about it as like okay, so let's say you drive and then a deer runs out like hit your car and you like kill him, like that nigga like have he almost dead. He's just lying on the side of the road. He not gonna sit back and be like, damn, okay, well. I guess I see, what I'm saying. I guess this was my life, Like I guess I understand why I starved for the last 2 winters and I barely survived to keep my cubs alive or whatever, or I barely did that, but this is the end. So, I guess I'll see what God's waiting for me. Like it's kind of like, like I don't know if he's talking like the animal point of view or is he talking like to like a human, be like a human is like on their deathbed and they're like they live to like be 102 and they're like, damn, I remember like all the shit I've been
Yeah, I
through,
think
all
he
this.
only really speaking for humans. Like I'm
Yeah.
saying, like with animals, is like
I mean, you gotta think about animals too. I kind of feel like I mean, but even if he was like talking about humans and he was like, okay, like I'm on my deathbed. I mean, my husband died, my sister, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody around you died, and you like, okay, I see, my life coming to an end, but all that suffering is like, like I understand it. It's like, I don't know, because it could be different if like somebody's life is like taken earlier than that. You get what I'm saying? Like if
yeah,
they life don't like go as planned, well, planned meaning, what I'm saying, like a natural death, I'll say. But like if you was taken out as like like if you had a disease or some shit like that, you know, and
yeah.
you
It's just like
like
not
suffering
everything.
all the way to the end.
Everything is like you suffer off it,
Yeah, I don't,
bro. It's just
I don't,
it's so much shit with no end goal.
I get what he's saying now, but yeah.
That's the particular I'm using with. So we have to judge. Hold on. Like John Hicks says, we have to judge the very nature of God's.
Who is John Hick? Is he like a philosopher or
Uh,
something?
I
Let me
think
see.
that's the philosopher who made this theory. I think that's what he said in the beginning.
Lovingness by what he does in the end, not these few time slices that we observe right now. For you to show that there's a problem, you have to show to me that the suffering of animals cannot be transformed, are intrinsically cut off from being transformed into a life that they will endorse. There's a couple theses on the table.
Okay.
But sure, go ahead.
Okay, so are you talking about the end of their life is in their end of life on Earth, or are you talking about the afterlife?
I'm antemortem, postmortem.
Okay, because if you're just talking about life on Earth, then I would say that if you had an author writing a book and a character, if we were trying to figure out the relationship between that author and the person in the book, and that person in the book shows up for 5 seconds in the first chapter and is a child who almost immediately dies of cancer in an incredibly painful way.
That's
and
what
there's
I'm
no
saying.
development, there's no sort of bringing back to life and suddenly everyone's grateful for it. It is just this miserable, tragic experience. And I asked, well, what did the author not want to do for the story of the book, but want to do for that character?
Yes.
I think it would be pretty damning. And also, when it comes to animals,
Yeah.
we're talking about animals who are predated on from the moment that they begin existence.
Absolutely.
They sort of have disease. Zebras, when they're killed by lions, are often too big to be killed instantly,
Right.
so they die over minutes with their windpipes caught in the jaws of a lion. How can this be developing a zebra, which, by the way, probably doesn't even have the same kind of first-person conscious experience that humans do in order to sort of rationalize and abstract and learn from their sort of past and morally develop in that way? They just
They kind of
suffer.
both going back and forth.
What kind of God could oversee this?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of assumptions on the table again. Again, you're
probably the
assuming a
smartest nigga out
particular
there.
value system that I'm not laying
I'll tell you what
out.
I'm assuming here. What I'm
Yes.
assuming here is that God unnecessary suffering to obtain.
Okay, gotcha. So we can
Do
talk.
you agree with that?
We can talk about unnecessary suffering. We're talking about the justifying norms for suffering. You're saying it has to be in terms of necessity, which is an evil is only authorizable by God if it's in connection to a greater good or prevention of a greater evil. Correct?
If there's some kind of justification for allowing that
Yeah,
suffering.
but you're saying it's a necessary greater good or necessity, which is an evil is only authorizable by God if it's in connection to a greater good or prevention of a greater evil. Correct?
If there's some kind of justification for allowing that
Yeah,
suffering.
but you're saying it's a necessary connection. Why you say? What's the term necessity?
So perhaps I should say unjustified instead of unnecessary.
Okay, so we both agree. I do not believe that God can authorize
Okay, so
justified,
tell me
unjustified suffering.
Tell me how that example that I gave you, the deer with its leg
Right.
starving, is justified.
Because it's intrinsically redeemable, and the norms I'm working with is not this necessity condition that you're working with. Mine is about redeemable suffering, redeemability, or we call it
for the deer?
defeasibility. If that suffering can be
Oh,
defeated
shit.
within the
How old
creature's
is she?
redeemability, or we call it
Look at her shirt. Is that Mary? Yo, she got.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, she could have had Satan on that bitch. I'm still trying to get the ground.
Yeah, and you just
They-
lost how many more, bro? You might have to cut that one out. I ain't gonna lie. You might have to cut that one out, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
Oh shit, bro. Oh shit. Hold on, they do got everybody's shit in here though. I ain't gonna. I'm not. But we gonna go through it at the end. It's cool.
For the deer?
defeasibility. If that
What the fuck did I say? She could have Satan on that shirt. I need the ground.
I don't think
what
you
the
should
fuck?
repeat it, bro. You gotta take that out.
suffering can be defeated.
I gotta
within the
leave it
creature's
in,
life, and
bro.
I'll define what I mean by defeat,
No.
which is that they can retroactively look back at what they went through and integrate it into their life history, where they look at their
Hold on,
life.
I have to interrupt because the example I gave you is one where the deer dies.
Yes, the deer dies. But here's the thing.
You ain't even laughing
You're,
at nothing,
you're
yo.
probably talking about this post-mortem example. I'm going to put one thesis on the table. There's two philosophers that defend exactly what this goes through. One defends that animals
just
will be
joking,
given
by
a
the way,
martyrdom
y'all. I'm just
status,
joking.
while
I'm just
God will
joking.
be able to present
Yeah,
them
make a
himself
joke.
in a way to animals in the
I'm so-
afterlife, such that in the same way you could give praise to a dog, and the dog emotionally recognizes that he's loved and that his life is worth living, right? To these animals that suffered like that, there's one view on the table, which is that God will give them a praiseworthy status where they will be able to actually
Sure,
see
can we
that.
talk about that claim? Because these animals are suffering for what? I mean, God,
Right,
God might
I
cause them to
wasn't
suffer
that-
for
it's
fun.
mean-
That's what I'm saying.
That claim
This is the second
because
time they
these
pan to this nigga. He has no input, no facial expression or nothing. Like, why are we still panning to this nigga? Real shit.
animals
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga came here to listen though. I ain't even mad at it, bro. Bro, I haven't seen this nigga want to tap into the hot seat or anything. He just came to hear some shit. Like real talk.
Bro, he really
What?
just.
I mean-
yo.
I don't blame
God
this nigga,
might
though.
cause them to suffer
It's
a
not
bunch.
means to ends. This
Eh,
is not means to ends.
God might
Where the
cause them to
flags
suffer a
at, bro?
bunch and
Hold
then
y'all
essentially
shit
redeem
up.
them in the afterlife.
Come
But
on.
what for? Like, why do this? If I were to punch you in the face and then give you $20,000 afterwards, you might be grateful for the $20,000.
Yeah.
But why couldn't I just give you the $20,000?
Well, see, so that's assuming. So I saw your debate with Trent.
You've been voted out.
All right.
by the
Yeah, but
majority.
I actually went to hear that, bro.
Yeah, that was the best point.
Bro,
Didn't
just
you?
let him get it. Just 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 let him, bro. Look. Even the camera crew knew this
God
nigga
might
was on
cause
some
them to suffer a
bullshit.
bunch and then essentially
Nigga,
Yeah, I don't
ain't,
pause it.
this nigga ain't never been happier. Oh,
Turn
look
your
how
seat.
serious. Look. He go from smiling. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Bro.
That nigga tongue out and everything. Damn, this nigga. Yeah, just let him get the seat. Just let him get the seat.
Yo,
Just let him get the seat.
Damn, look how Pause it. Yo, that nigga with the dreads is in the same pose, bro. The whole time.
Been
I told you, man, this nigga just came to listen, bro. He just came to listen, bro. No. Damn! You
Yo,
see the
full
reach?
pose.
Nigga damn near pulled the whole chair back, bro.
Yo, he took 2 steps. Yo, the girl, she had no chance, bro.
Bro, I think everybody saw it. Look, everybody was just saying, ain't nobody even trying. It was like, look, that nigga spot that nigga like a fucking dumbass. That nigga. Shit, this nigga like, why the fuck you even get up, bro? Like,
Sit back
God,
down.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh, god
nice to
damn.
meet you.
Would you say that theism or atheism better account for the idea that suffering?
Wait, what's theism? I haven't heard that one before. Theism?
Fuck. It's just look it up. It's something to do with Asian.
Theism.
I mean,
It's
I mean,
the
adapted to Asian.
it's the belief of.
Exists and a purpose for it.
Depends exactly what you mean, because of course
Oh
you
shit,
might
what
say
was the
that
The
point?
idea. Would you say that theism or atheism better account for the idea that suffering exists and a purpose for it?
depends exactly what you mean, because of course you might say that the world itself is more expected on theism, and since suffering, needs the existence of the world, that it's theism. But granted the existence of a material world, let's say, I think atheism.
Okay. Why does suffering exist at all? Like in an atheistic worldview, what is the cause of suffering?
Oh, well, because however life began, it developed through a series of natural selection, which requires animals.
Real quick, I'm gonna hear your thought on
However
that.
life,
Like in an
atheism.
Okay. Why does suffering exist at all? Like in an atheistic worldview, what is the cause of suffering?
Oh, well, because
Like, what you think about that? Like, why do you think suffering is like, you know? Why do you think it's a thing?
So like, I mean, like, if like,
I mean, I'm not calling you an atheist or nothing like that. I'm just saying,
I
like
know
just for the
what you mean,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like morally, bro, like the way we see suffering, like realistically, like all of the shit really couldn't not matter. So like, I feel like it's really just an aftermath of just how in or I guess like a human perspective was good and bad. Like when animals go through and all that shit.
Mm.
Like we see that shit, and then like individually, I feel like they said they're not separating suffering from like an individual perspective. Like like that, yeah, sure, that deer felt like it was like the deer with the leg, like when he said the
Mm.
deer got like it hurt his leg.
Right.
Individually, the deer is suffering, and yet obviously a human who would, but like a hunter who shot it wouldn't care to protect it if they found it. But some human, but like a girl would be like, fuck. Like morally suffering, it would define in two different ways. So I feel like individually, yeah, that hurt the deer, but to some people it won't be. So it's like suffering is really just an aftermath and just however you consume it. I feel like.
I feel that.
How you feel
however
about
life
that?
began, it developed through a series of natural.
Mm. Honestly, if I had to put it somewhere, it kind of just relates back to what I was saying before. I think suffering. I think suffering is just life. Honestly,
Yeah, it's like it's
I feel
really
like
just
yeah, you
how
can
like shit go. Like I feel like and morally it's like it's really just however you put it.
that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you can't go through life without like suffering. Like I mean
Because we
that's
can really even take it to like account like damn near like what if a deer was happy that shit happened? Like it's just like so many like suffering can be defined in so many different ways.
that's what I'm saying. Even you know what I'm saying. If you want to take it to a personal sense, maybe a nigga wanted his bitch to get fucked by 7 niggas. Just maybe though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like a Adam 22 ass nigga, a goofy ass old ass nigga. That nigga would be
But like
like,
that nigga hurt.
you know, he'll probably like that shit. He would probably like get them niggas numbers and contact info and invite them niggas over to do that shit in front of him. Real
It's help
shit.
record.
Exactly. He'll be the one with the camcorder. Not me though.
So
Not me. Like, let's get that clear. Not me.
that
Not
never
me.
happened to him. Never.
But
Not
I'm
in high
saying
school.
in his case, he probably would want like he wouldn't mind that shit happening. You get what I'm saying? Like he would probably do that shit like, oh shit, how come I wasn't there? You get what I'm saying?
Like, bro, I swear to God, bro, it's like maybe a nigga would happy as hell. A bitch diss him. You feel me? Like
Come
maybe a
on.
nigga happy as hell. A nigga check SoundCloud 2 days. It's like damn, maybe nigga happy as hell. Like oh my god, I'm dissed.
I mean, shit.
Not me though.
Depending on how big the artist is, she might have supported that nigga in more ways than
You never know.
she could
You
have
never
thought.
even know. Not me though. Not me though.
Right. Completely. I bet.
Selection, which requires animals to develop senses that they wish to avoid in order to be more likely to survive. And that's why pain receptors evolve. In a world where not all of these pains are actually going to kill us, we're left with situations in which we're in a lot of pain but don't end up dying for it.
Would you agree that consciousness is necessary for suffering?
I would say probably, yeah.
Does atheism account for consciousness?
Yes, that's what I was talking about a moment ago. Perhaps not. Maybe theism accounts better for consciousness than atheism does.
So if there is no consciousness, there is no suffering. Is that right?
That's probably true, yeah.
So if atheism cannot account for consciousness, then it cannot account for suffering. Would you agree with that?
So I think what we're doing here is we're sort of slightly shifting the goalposts. If you don't want to grant the existence of the material world before we start talking about this, we can do an argument from consciousness. But then we need to debate whether consciousness is more.
Okay. This don't really tie in, I guess. Like, exact, bro. We're never gonna get through this video. By the way, this shit, like, we're never get past it, bro. So, like, let's say you was in an accident, right?
Right.
And you're like paralyzed. Like you're pretty much like a vegetable. Like you have no consciousness like at all. You're just a vegetable. Like you know what I'm saying. You're just on life support basically. Like you're being force
Yep.
fed. Water, everything. In
Mhm.
your case, do you view that as like you suffering? Like would you rather be like want to be taken out of like would you consider a mercy killing for that type of situation, or would you be like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Or
feel like it
like
really like how you put it, cause like it's really just like how you view it, cause like some niggas can be like, yeah, cause like, cause
no, but
yes,
no,
cause
I
like,
ain't talking. I ain't talking. I'm just saying for you personally. Like, would you view
mm,
yourself as suffering? Like, basically,
okay, from like me morally, okay, I feel like yeah, but like no,
I'm not gonna wood. I don't even want to bring that
yeah,
shit up. But it's
but
like
yeah,
I
I'm
just
not gonna lie, but like I feel like it's like they never will experience true suffering, but like I feel like you need suffering to be a better person. I'm I'm not gonna always just I'm not gonna say that though, cause like you could be a good person and never go through shit. But I
mm-hmm.
feel like when you go through shit, you get a better understanding of like just
All around experiences make the
yeah,
man.
like
You know.
you can be like yeah, cause like some people selfish, some people like not in a it's still in a good way, but some people are so selfish that they want to be kind to everyone, so people are kind to them. If that makes sense.
Right. I mean, a lot of people get cater to different things just to fit
Yeah.
into a certain group and shit. Like, I get what you're saying. Hell yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
they selfish just to do that, like on some shit.
Right. But like he said, so you're not even like conscious. Like you don't even understand what's going on. In your case though, would you consider that suffering though? If you a vegetable like that? Going
I
back
feel
to
like
vegetable.
yeah, bro, cause like you wouldn't be able to do like nothing. Like I feel like, cause like how I view shit, bro. I feel like everybody should be here and like try to do like at least some type of shit art. Like, cause like I mean, at the end, bro, I feel a lot of niggas gonna be for like a lot of we just gonna be forgotten, bro. So
You know?
it's like there's so much shit now. Like, you really gonna be forgotten, and it's like, did your existence even matter for real or some shit? It's like nobody gonna know a nigga in 100 years. So it's just really personally, you gotta do what you gotta do. So
I mean, yeah,
I feel like
you would need that definitely an impact. I mean, that nigga,
I feel like
you know?
that's just that I feel like that really be suffering because like you really wouldn't have no dreams, no wants, no ambition. Like you wouldn't really, I wouldn't even consider you a human at that point. Like, really a vegetable at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like because
So
it's like
you would
to be
consider that suffering then because you're not able to accomplish
yeah.
any
Because I feel
goals,
like
set
as a
any
human, like you
right.
need some ambition. You need a challenge.
Okay.
Or it is explicable on atheism.
Is it-
What I'm going to say is this.
Sure.
What I'm going to say is this. Consciousness may seem to imply the existence of a conscious creator of the universe. We're here talking about, I suppose we're talking about Christianity.
Keep going, bro. Keep
I
going, bro.
mean,
Keep
shit.
going.
Y'all can't put an IG tag down here at the bottom. I can't even see what I'm
The
looking
claim
at.
was about God. But the God that you believe in, let's say, if we grant that there is a creator deity who sort of brings about the universe of conscious creatures.
Watch
have
it
you ever heard
pan
of the
over,
evil
but
God?
if the existence of a supremely good God is unlikely to the presence of evil. Okay, so basically, he's saying if
Yeah, they
there's
believe like that. Like, if there is a God, that nigga evil.
if there is a super almighty like straight good God, but there's evil in the world,
Yeah, you gotta be evil.
then it should
That's
be
how it's
it
real.
should be evil. Okay, wait, who brought up that point? That
Deity
he did?
who sort of brings about the universe of conscious creatures. Have you ever heard of the evil God hypothesis
Okay, he
that
did.
Stephen Law popularized or came
No,
up with?
tell me it.
So the idea is that, like, imagine that there's a God who brings about the world and creates the world, but does it maliciously because he wants human beings to suffer. He brings about a world in order so that human beings will suffer. Right? That seems like a plausible hypothesis. And even if you think that consciousness points towards God, the kind of God that a lot of Christians think is a sort of necessary quality of God, which is to be all loving, might not have to apply here.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If Christianity were true, is it plausible that suffering is necessary for God's purpose, for his
If Christianity
creation?
is true, then I think it must be necessary because there'd be no other explanation.
Okay, so we're
for it.
not talking about whether or not Christianity is true.
But if you're asking me if it's plausible that Christianity is true and therefore suffering is necessary, I would say probably not, because I don't
Okay.
think suffering should be necessary or could be necessary.
In an atheistic worldview, I would agree with you. It makes no sense at all. But okay, I would ask this question.
So can I ask you
Sure.
why then, if God exists and wants to come to know everybody and wants to love everybody and does so for the sake of human beings, why he chose to imbue the world with so much suffering that is at least seemingly completely inexplicable?
Are you a father?
No.
I'm a father.
Then ask.
I want my son to become
Don't
just
care.
like I am, better than I am, I
Okay.
should say. I want him to become the best that he
Right,
can be.
as you should.
Is it possible for him to reach his potential without suffering in his life?
Perhaps not, but there's two.
Okay, so suffering is necessary.
There are a few things I want to say
Okay.
here. Firstly, that kind of moral development doesn't apply to non-human animals, as I've already said, right? That does not account
Why not?
that does not account for the brutal death of animals in the wild. Also, if I don't want to talk about your son because it's tragic to think about,
Okay,
but somebody
Hillary
else's
Clinton, what you
son
gotta say?
has suffered
Put
and
her in the hot
died
seat.
immediately as a
Sure.
result of that suffering, they don't get to develop in the same way.
I would agree that on a micro level, it's very hard to justify. And we can ask the question, why doesn't God intervene on all
So
of
look,
these
you might be able to
sufferings?
justify an amount of suffering,
Yeah.
right? But the fact that there's so much gratuitous suffering in the world is what I think makes God's existence unlikely. There are some instances where maybe a certain amount of suffering brings about a certain amount of good in a situation. That, by the way, would count as a justification. But when a child dies of leukemia and they're dead,
Could there be a purpose to it? What if the death of the child brings their parents to God?
then
to
perhaps
salvation?
then the parents should be grateful that their child got leukemia because it's doing the will of
No,
the Lord.
not
That seems
necessarily.
All right,
obscene
pause.
to me.
No. You're
Please
awesome.
return to your
Thanks,
seat.
son.
That is kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like not everything not everything can have a good ending.
you know, but I think they're trying to make it to the point where
You're gonna
like
go to heaven, like
trying to find a good in like a fucked up situation, which is not ultimately bad.
it's not a
But
bad thing. Like,
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel like I can literally praise somebody like for believing in that, because it's like if you actually believe in that and you stand down to it, it's like okay, I mean, like you don't even gotta worry about that shit.
that's what I'm saying. But like if you see the good in like situations like that, bro, you got it, bro. That's fire. I ain't gonna lie.
So cool.
You got that. I knew it. Soon as I saw that nigga getting ready, I knew
Hey,
it.
how's it going?
I'm Austin. I would love to pull back a little bit.
Sure.
And ask you, what are your values kind of rooted in and grounded in? Where would we start with that?
So I'm an ethical emotivist, which is a form of ethical non-cognitivism. I don't think that ethical claims have truth value. I think they're expressions of emotion.
If we're pulling back a little bit, I remember reading at the end of Richard Dawkins' book, The God Delusion, that we can't trust our senses because evolution doesn't really care about making truth claims. It
I
cares
think
about
that's right.
surviving.
I don't know.
Do you agree with that?
I don't think Dawkins actually endorsed that argument, but it's a good argument. C.S. Lewis, Alvin Plantinga, the argument from reason, sure.
But would you agree or disagree with that?
Well, I mean, I remain agnostic on what reason is, but I think it's a powerful argument.
When it comes to determining if suffering is wrong or right,
So, okay, so crucially, I'm not saying that suffering is morally wrong. Outside of the senses that I, as an emotivist, will just express an emotion towards it, that I don't like it.
This guy
I'm
is
not
so
claiming
smart.
that it's immoral, that it's objectively bad. What I'm claiming is that suffering is unexpected on theism. It's an internal critique, right? Lincoln said of slavery, if this is not wrong, then nothing is wrong. You don't have to believe that something's wrong, but if there is such a thing as objective morality, I don't think that it would consist in a God who oversees the amount of suffering that we have on planet Earth.
Timothy Keller does this story about no-see-ums. Have you heard of the no-see-um story?
No.
Yeah, so he says if you have a tent and you look in there and you say, hey, I think I have some dogs on the tent. Maybe, like, for example, I have a golden doodle. He's a killer.
Who cares,
That was
bro?
just a joke, but we can move on. And if I say, hey, I have a golden doodle inside the tent, you would expect to see one.
Nigga
But
said,
if I
Bro,
Bro,
we
say,
not here.
Something
We
that's
not here
not
for jokes, bro. This is one atheist versus 25 Christians. You need to take this shit. Just take this shit serious. God ain't nothing to joke about, nigga. He never was. He never will be. God is. No,
Bro,
that's
damn. This nigga is so pretentious, bro. Like,
Hold on, bro. These niggas using big words. I need my glasses. Hold on.
bro, you ain't peeped that one out of you.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm gonna go put my tuxedo on real quick, bro. Go ahead and enter the conversation. I need motherfucker got it.
Hello?
All right, come on.
hey, there's some no-see-ums.
Jeez, you didn't even
These
peep
little
my big
gnats are so
word.
tiny they actually go.
Huh? What? Wait, what was the word?
You didn't even peep my big word.
Wait, what'd
I
you
said
say?
this nigga so, I said this nigga so pretend, so I can't, you know,
Pretentious?
bruh. Yes, bruh.
Fuck, I just stole your word on some shit. I don't even know what the fuck
Like
that
you-
means. Pretend. I might as well look it up while we here. Hold on. Let me see. Pretentious. Someone or something attempting to impress by acting more important, cultured, or talented than they actually are. Holy shit, Jay. Alright, come on.
Go through this. He says there's some no-see-ums in the tent.
Nah,
You
DJ
might
taught
look
me
in
that
there and
word.
go,
I
I
ain't
don't see
gonna
any
lie.
no-see-ums. But of course you don't see no-see-ums because nobody can see them.
Okay, so
Just because there's maybe not a reason that we can identify doesn't mean that there can't be a reason. Now, it's kind of cold comfort. That doesn't get us 100% of the way there, but it gets us part of the way there.
that's true. So the
got a
existence of evil
patchy
is not
beard.
logically, or suffering
Yeah,
is not
mustache.
logically incompatible with God's existence. But it's a bit like if somebody came up to me right now and stole my friend's wallet in front of me and shot him dead and ran away, and I was grieving, and somebody said to me, well, hey man, you don't know, that person might have worked for the CIA, and your friend might have secretly been harboring the nuclear codes, and killing him might have been good for the country, and he stole the wallet because that's where the codes were. And I would say, well, what evidence do you have for that? And you say, well, look, just because I don't have evidence for it doesn't mean that there might not be some evidence that I don't know about. I would say, until I see why I should think that's the case.
Bitch, you can go home. If you're not here to like listen out the points and you just gonna be like this, bitch, get the fuck out the hot seat.
I'm only doing this
I'm
for the
not gonna believe it,
$100.
and I'm certainly not going to be less upset in my grieving over my friend because of the possibility that there could be an explanation for it. There's so much suffering imbued in the human experience that if somebody says, well, look, there could be an explanation, it's like, okay, fine, but let me know when you know what it is.
Oh, great. I think the
All
thing that's
right,
hard.
pause. You've been voted out.
I'm low-key ready for the next point though. Like, what is
More
it?
time.
Hey,
Thanks,
all right,
Austin.
thank you.
Good fun.
Now, look here.
Hold on. Yeah, she got it. Right here.
Nigga in the
Yeah.
same pose, bro.
This
Nigga
nigga hasn't
move, bro.
moved since. Holy shit. Yeah, she got it, bro.
Yo, look.
Hey,
Look,
nice to meet you. How are you?
He did it in French. Keith, like he didn't breathe. He don't even move. Like, you know how everybody move that body movement?
Hey,
He don't
nice to
move
meet
like
you. How are you?
Good.
I told you that nigga just
I
had to
don't know.
listen.
That suffering is unexpected.
Wait, when the
because
next
a good
point? When
God
the next
exists.
point?
The
Unexpected.
next point is like in a minute.
So when you say
She
unexpected,
only
like
got
so
so
you're
long.
caught off guard by it, or you're expecting like all good things to happen over
That
time.
if I assume that there is a good God supervising, invigilating the universe, that I would not expect to see so much suffering.
Right.
So
And
much gratuitous, seemingly unnecessary suffering.
Right. And you know, the most beautiful thing is that our God is not unfamiliar with suffering as he suffered himself. So would you
Okay.
say that there is like some beauty in suffering in some way?
I would say that there can be sort of poetically, you can look at suffering and think that's a beautiful story, but I don't think that the person suffering, especially if they die as a direct result, might think that. Also, I think that if I knew someone whose child died of leukemia and suffered for it,
Right.
and I went to them and said, but hey, there's some beauty in the suffering, isn't there? I think I'd be
Right.
kicked out of the funeral.
Right. Well, I would say like the same thing for a woman giving birth, right? It's suffering, like it sucks, it hurts.
Sure. But imagine you could have the giving birth without the pain of giving birth.
Right.
Would you prefer that?
Of course, yeah, you would prefer that.
So then if God can bring about the good stuff without the bad stuff,
Right.
then there's no reason to
Damn.
bring about the bad stuff.
Right.
So what we have
I ain't gonna lie, bruh.
Whoa.
He countering them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie, he countering them motherfuckers bad.
Wait, go back a little bit. What you said? I mean,
You ain't peep. I got you.
and said, but hey, there's some beauty in the suffering, isn't there? I think I'd be
Right.
kicked out of the funeral.
Right. Well, I would say like the same thing for a woman giving birth, right? It's suffering, like it sucks, it hurts.
Sure. But imagine you could have the giving birth without the pain of giving birth.
Right.
Would you prefer that?
Of course, yeah, you would prefer that.
So then if God can bring about the good stuff without the bad stuff,
Right.
then there's no reason to bring about the bad stuff.
Right.
So what we have to show is why the bad
but I
stuff
ain't gonna lie.
is necessary.
Pause it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like no disrespect, but I feel like if like fuck, bro. Like no like dick whip, pussy whip shit, bro. Like I feel like they low key if she get out fast as hell right now, I feel like it's only cause she a girl. Like I'm not gonna lie, cause like her, I know her points, but it's like she is making base level points though.
Yeah,
She not
I ain't gonna
making
lie.
no points for no type of wormhole. But I feel like if a nigga was up here doing this, cause he would have, I feel like she don't got no confidence too.
Yeah, she did come out here with like some elementary school ass
Yeah,
facts,
like
but or like because he
if
he
she,
easily counter her shit like
yeah, like
instantly, bro.
look at his face.
Yeah, that nigga ready to get her ass up out the chair, bro. Like he's serious about this shit, bro. He got it, bro.
Yeah, this hype, man.
He got it.
Stuff,
Right.
then there's no reason to bring about the bad stuff.
Right.
So what we have to show is why the bad stuff is necessary to bring about the good stuff. Otherwise, it's not justified.
Right. Well, could you say that the result of why we suffer is because of fall of man?
I would say not, because I don't believe in the fall
Right,
of man.
true.
But I also don't think that explains non-human animal suffering. The big thing that I want to keep pressing is that the theodicies that we talk
Wait,
about, free will.
What does she mean by fall of man? I thought Eve ate the apple. Didn't Eve fuck everything up, or did bro fuck it up?
Huh? It was Eve.
So why did she say the fallen man fucked everything up? Ain't that what? Hold on. Let
Why
me make
we
sure I said
suffer
this.
is because of fall
The
of man.
fallen
I
man
would
is
say
just
not
the
justified.
Right. Well,
the
could you
fallen
say
man is
that?
the term.
We talk about
Damn.
free will, fall of man, all of this kind of stuff.
Right.
That's
Don't
why I
think
said
about
I
it
feel
as
like
a
she's about
deer
to
with
get
its
off
leg
so
caught under the
fast for
branch that's
nothing.
dying in confused agony.
Damn, she
What's
on your
this for?
side.
What is it about animals that seems so like more important than a human?
It's not that they're more
suffering?
important. It's that, as you say, like it seems plausible at least that a human can suffer and then be sort of better off for it, or that they can enjoy poetry of suffering, the
Right.
poetry of suffering. Animals can't do that.
Right.
Animals can't enjoy the poetry of suffering.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. I never like talked to an animal and said like, hey, like.
I have. They just haven't talked back. Is the problem. But I just don't see why we would expect that God would oversee this system of
Right.
natural selection.
Right, but there-
Billions of animals suffering and dying, predation, disease, eating
Right.
each other alive, leaving each other
Right.
to bleed out on the
Right.
floor, and this is being supervised by an all-loving God.
Well, do you think that's God's intention from the very beginning of creation of all things?
Made it. For example,
Right.
one example that I've already given is that God could have made animals herbivores, which just eliminates the problem of predation.
I mean, there are some animals that are.
There are, but he could have made more of them.
Wait,
He could have, I think,
keep-
quite trivially reduced the amount of suffering. David Attenborough once said of his documentaries, people who complain that we put too much violence in the documentaries should see what we leave in the cutting room floor. The animal world is just filled with unimaginable suffering. Just predation. is
She
just
out.
also
Come
two
on,
things
get her up
about,
out of
like,
here.
you
She
know,
got
otters
somebody
holding
got 30
hands,
seconds to
swim
talk
away.
about
Could you have
whatever.
that without the suffering? That's the
Oh,
question.
the timer went out.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good fun.
Yeah, I'm like, what was the point, gang?
Phew, that conversation was so interesting. It reminds me of that unfortunate time that Billy
Yeah,
Red has
skip
Nigga,
it.
y'all threw an ad on my shit.
Yeah, didn't he like
Yep.
dislocate
Man,
both
get the
his
Yeah,
arms
fuck,
that's-
man. Come
to
on,
get a
bro.
lawyer?
Yeah, we gotta cut
It was
some
just-
time off
Yes,
right
That
here,
God
gang.
commands
God commands genocide in the Bible. Not even gonna lie, bro. I'm not too fluent in the Bible and shit like that. So like, I don't got a point for this. You got a point for this? I'm not too fluent in this.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what they talking about. I'm not gonna say exactly like what exact part or nothing, but it is like a lot of parts they try to like I'm like they talk about him justifying them justifying it like same. It's like it really come back to the same theory, but it's like now it's him trying to justify it because he's God. I feel like
Okay.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's more of the morale of just good and evil, like good, right and wrong. Because like if you tell that to a Christian, I doubt most of them probably just gonna say they're gonna say it's justified, and then they're gonna say he did this because of this and he did this because of that. But it's like it's also like those people probably could go to hell and eternal suffering forever and not get justified.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say I don't really know too much about it, so I was gonna listen to like what they said, bring up their examples. I was just gonna base my shit on that, seeing what they were talking about.
Genocide in the
yeah,
Bible.
I feel like the hell will ruin that whole argument.
This nigga already got nigga. Timer didn't even start yet. He out his chair. So it's really gonna be between this
Wait,
nigga and this nigga right here.
yo, black
Oh
nigga,
shit,
yo,
he
new
swapped.
pose,
New animation just unlocked. New
tie
animation.
ass socks. That nigga socks. He got brown socks on.
Yeah, I knew it's between them two.
Hey,
Nigga, hold on,
That
bro.
little
Hold
nigga
on,
tried it last minute.
nigga. You right here,
You,
nigga. You should
yo,
have.
yeah, he know damn well. He
Look at that delayed ass man. You could have got that chair if you wanted.
hey.
Nigga, what happened to the lunge? Didn't this nigga lunge after last? Nah, he ain't want it bad
bro,
enough.
he
He
had
ain't
a,
want it
Again,
bad
he
this is
enough.
didn't
what
want it,
This is
bro.
a bummer of a claim, right? Like when you
Didn't you
look
already
at
talk?
scripture,
Didn't
right?
this nigga already
Okay,
talk? Or am I
There's
tweaking?
a myriad
No,
of
no, 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 no. He knew.
problematic things we see in scripture, from genocide to misogyny to slavery, right? And I would say that we find genocide in scripture. I would argue, though.
So you agree with my claim?
Wait, they talk about slavery in the Bible.
I know there's there's I forgot who they was talking about,
Let me
but
see.
in the thing they do talk about slavery in the Bible. They talk about, but it's not like obviously black slavery.
Oh, it would. Yes, the Bible contains numerous
It's like God.
references to slavery, reflecting it as being accepted.
Yeah, it's like very accepted. That's really how they justify slavery in America. Like when I mean really throughout history. But like that's really how they justified it coming to like with like black slaves in America. So it's like you after you die, like this is what God wants you to do on some shit. You feel me?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was in there. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think it's in scripture. Yeah, I mean, I think it's in there.
Okay,
right?
well, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, good stuff.
So, I mean, but here's what I would say I ought to do with this claim as a Christian, if you're okay with entertaining that idea, right? So we see mass murder in scripture, right? And so one of my greatest friends, Rabbi Josh Stanton, he's a rabbi, the Hebrew scriptures are his. That's where we're finding these genocides, right? And
Yeah, so to spell it out, we've got, I think the two most problematic
I really
are
got to
1
read the
Samuel
Bible.
15, the destruction of Amalek, and in the book of
gotta
Joshua, the
reread it.
destruction of Jericho and the destruction of Ai. So for the sake of the audience who might not know about this, in
But I
1
kinda wanna
Samuel,
read
for
the
example,
Quran.
the Amalekites are a
wanna
Canaanite
read
tribe.
everything,
They're in the land
low-key.
that's been promised to Israel. Israel are instructed through the prophet.
Hold on. Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare. Wait, this is in the Bible. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep.
Yeah.
This dead ass.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. There's so much shit in there, bro. That's like what, bro.
Okay.
Samuel, King Saul is told to completely destroy the Amalekites, leave nothing alive that breathes, kill man and woman, child and infant, cattle and sheep. And in
Amalekites.
fact, when Israel does as they're instructed, they destroy Amalek. Except Saul decides to keep the king as a captive, and he also saves the best of the animals. The prophet Samuel comes to him and says, "What have you done?" And he says, "Well, we kept the best of the animals in order to sacrifice to the Lord." And it says twice that God regrets that he made Saul king.
Then came to the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, I repent that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from following me, and have not performed my commandments. And the Lord repented that he made Saul king over Israel. I repent that I set up Saul. Hold on, let me. He repented he made Saul the king.
Except Saul decides to keep the king as a captive, and he also saves the best of the animals. The prophet Samuel comes to him and says, "What have you done?" And he says, "Well, we kept
Okay, so Saul was sent to kill the Amalekites, right, and kill all the people, but he saved the king and kept all the best resources, like the sheep or whatever.
Yeah, it's like it's something like that's what I'm saying. It's
He-
always justified to be
best
something
of the
better.
animals in order to sacrifice to the Lord. And it says twice that God regrets that he made Saul king. Why does he regret that he made Saul king? Because Saul didn't follow his commandment to completely destroy the Amalekites by keeping the king alive and by keeping the best of the livestock. Saul says, we kept the livestock alive by keeping the king
Let's
alive
put her
and
on
by
for
keeping
1
the
second.
best of the livestock. Saul
Oh my god, bro.
says,
You ain't
we
gonna
kept
put
the
her
livestock
back
alive to
on.
burn as a sacrifice to the Lord.
I need her to
And
get up and
Samuel
start
says,
talking.
what pleases the Lord more, burnt
I gotta
offerings
hear
or
how
the
she
following of his
sound.
commands?
And she got,
And so
nigga, she got an accent out in this video right now. Start stream up at 15. Real shit.
we know that we're talking about what I would define here as a genocide.
Yeah, so it's in there, right? And I would say this is a great place where things like progressive Christianity serve us quite well. Not in the idea that God is progressing, but humanity is progressing further to a greater understanding of God's ethic and justice. I would also say when I look at scripture, I would actually be opposite from most of my contemporaries
Bro,
here.
real quick, I'm gonna go back on this point. But that's why I wanted us to watch that other video too with the progressive Christians versus the other one, because a lot of I mean, I don't know too much, so like, you know, y'all can probably like fix. But they made like it's a Bible, and then they got like another book that comes after the Bible that a nigga supposedly made. Like God told that nigga to write it, so like it's another book that y'all niggas follow that comes after the Bible. Cause I guess he like came out with some patch notes and was like, okay, wait, I said
You talking
that,
about
but
New
like
Testament? The New Testament, bro.
that might be it. See, I didn't want to say any names because I don't know for sure. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. But he
I know
came out,
what you talking
he came
about.
out with like some
Yeah.
patch notes and was like, okay, like okay, I know I said that, but hold on, I had to, you know what I'm saying? Like looking back on some shit, we gonna have to change this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of ain't fuck with the blacks back then, but them niggas kind of cool now. So okay, I fuck with them niggas.
Bro. Okay, New Testament, it's not recent.
I know it's not recent, but like it's still like somewhat modern compared to like it came after that nigga Jesus or whatever died, right? Like no disrespect to that nigga, but
Yeah,
it
but
came
that shit was like 2,000 years ago.
the New Testament.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my timeline straight. So God and Jesus are two separate niggas, right? They two separate niggas.
Yeah, they see it in like three. It's three different people.
Fuck. Okay.
The
Jesus.
Holy
Okay.
Spirit, the Holy Spirit, like the Holy Ghost, whatever they call it, Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost.
Right.
And then you got Jesus, the flesh. You got God,
Okay. The Holy Spirit and
the
God,
Father.
them
Yeah.
motherfuckers chilling up top, right? So they never came down. Like,
No, like the Holy Spirit and Holy, like you would see in like like Moses talking to the bush.
so he would
Moses
come.
talking to the
So
burning bush.
the Holy Ghost was like,
Yeah. It's like the body. It's like the soul, mind, body, or some shit.
okay. So
Like Jesus is the body, and then the Holy Ghost will be the soul, and then God will be the mind.
Okay.
Technically,
So
that's just like this is a rough, easy way to put it.
okay. So Jesus. Okay. Did Jesus write the Bible like before
No,
he
Jesus
came?
never wrote the Bible.
He never wrote it.
No, Jesus never even wrote the Bible.
So what was that? Wait. So what was his purpose? Like, what? I thought Jesus was the one who died and came back, right?
He was the Messiah.
And the Messiah is like the nigga that like that keeps God's teachings and like spread it to everybody else, right?
No, he wasn't. He was really no. The Bible was written after Jesus died.
But then Jesus come back to life like 7 days later or some shit.
Yeah, but he never touched that Bible. Jesus never. He don't know what the fuck is in it. I mean,
Wait, so why is this nigga name so? Wait, why is this nigga so hot? If he didn't do shit. I mean, no. I mean,
he did
no
shit. I mean, like, I guess
disrespect
like
to my nigga, but
they
it's
said
like,
the nigga. I mean, they said the nigga died for their sins. Uh, they said the nigga walked on water, healed the blind. I mean, he did some shit, I guess. He got some skull.
okay, so he got a rap. Okay, so who wrote the Bible then?
I mean, many people wrote the Bible. It's different books.
More than one nigga wrote the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible's been rewritten, all that type of shit, bro. That's why it's so like, what the fuck? I mean, the Bible been rewritten, changed. Some shit got taken out of it. That's not even, the Bible we got today, not
So
even the
so
full Bible.
okay. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, the Bible been
I dead,
rewritten.
bro. I gotta like expand on like all my religion, bro, because I dead ass thought like Jesus wrote that shit, and then like a nigga later was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just talked to bro upstairs. He told me to put this shit down. He
Oh
said
no
he
no no
kind of fucked
no!
with the
They
blacks
say
now, so
that
like you know what I'm
guy,
saying, we gonna
no
change
no,
that.
that guy was inspired by God himself and some shit. Like I don't know.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Depending on how long this video is, I might just pay that nigga Ali again to edit this bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Just call it.
Hey Ali, how
Hey
you doing?
Ali. Ain't gonna lie, Ali. If you want to make a separate video right here at this time stand, go ahead and shout yourself out. Throw your IG out on that motherfucker. Go ahead,
Hey
bro.
Ali.
I'll make sure to put you in the description. I
Hey.
might dead ass just pay this nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because depending on how long this is, you know. All right. Let's get back to it.
Injustice. I would also say
Damn, we
when I
only
look at
20.
scripture, I would actually be opposite from most of my
Oh
contemporaries
my
here. I
god!
don't read it as 100%
I got
literal. Like I
school
don't need
tomorrow.
scripture to
I'm
be
good.
a history understanding service quite well. It's in there.
Command.
Sure.
And so we know that we're talking about what I would define here as a genocide.
Yeah. So it's in there, right? And
A
I would say this
genocide,
is
a
a great place
genocide.
where things like
Them
progressive
justifying it.
Christianity service.
Real quick, I'm done pausing after this, bro. You know how a crazy transition this is, cause Ali was just editing this shit with me, like the horniest video that nigga probably ever seen, going through some serious religious shit. This shit, like, you're like, bro, no way, it's the same nigga, bro. Like, ain't no way.
Not in the idea that God is progressing, but humanity is progressing further to a greater understanding of God's ethic and justice. I would also say when I look at scripture, I would actually be opposite from most of my contemporaries here. I don't read it as 100% literal. Like I don't need scripture to be a history book, a literal book. So I look and I have to say, well, what is this telling me? And it's a awful story. Might I say a story for us to have to go through and navigate, right? And I would go back to my friend again, who is a rabbi, who we had this conversation just in friendship about how he reconciles with the Holocaust. I haven't been a part of this genocide, but he's talking about the one you're referencing in scripture, right? I wasn't around for it, but this is one that is in relatable human history that we can have family members that were a part of, right? Yeah. And for my friend who has had this not compromise his faith, that was the question I asked him, right? Like, this is a genocide that was against your people and your religion, and for people that really loved God on a deep and a profound level. Like, how is this not shaking your faith? And for him and for me, and for many others, as you look at scripture, I mean, I think that God is ultimately always pulling us toward greater levels of justice. And when we look into this story in history, like, I think people are recording a potentially historic genocide that they are trying to make sense of in their religious worldview. And so they're superimposing language for God.
Do you think that God commanded this to happen?
I am not super interested in that conversation, but I would say potentially.
Okay, because for me, the problem is that if you have God explicitly commanding this to happen.
Okay, pause.
Hold on, let him get his fight. Why they ain't let him talk? Let him
You've
get his
been
final
voted out. Please
shit.
return to your
Appreciate it.
seat.
Let's just let him get it. Just let him get it. Just let him get it. Just let him.
Okay, if he touched it first.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro. Look at bro.
Hey, thanks.
You've been voted out. Please
Holy
return to your
shit,
seat.
bro.
Why he in a speed face?
My mom is part of homeless. Fuck, bro.
Like, bro. Come on, bro.
You know, he knew he was gonna get that.
I'm
He
sitting.
didn't even get it. Wait,
Okay,
yo,
if he touched it
bro,
first.
where was
that
he
white
sitting
nigga who
at?
be talking about
If he touched it
politics.
first.
Ooh, okay. Off topic. Bro, y'all niggas can't even see her. Hold on Bryce's
See,
perspective. Bryce, come on, bro. Bryce, come on, bro.
oh my
Bryce,
god,
come
bro.
on, bro.
He talking about the
Do I move my webcam for this shit? I really don't
no,
want
bro.
to.
He got his little. Everybody got a little bottle of water.
Come on, bro. Be seeing the same. I'm sorry, Ali. I know what you thinking, but bro, this isn't me 24/7, bro. I promise. It's not. Like real shit. It's not.
Hey, Ali.
This the guy Ali like saying shit every time. It's like, bro, chill. Oh,
Adrenaline just a little bit after that
I'm
round.
not finishing this video.
Yeah, I think what you bring is interesting. Like, I think, if we were to look at the literal definition of the Bible, I think we can see that God commanded a person to commit genocide. So I think we're aligned there.
You mean the definition of genocide?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
Real quick, I mean, how is this like an actual point if like we literally just saw the scripture, the nigga saying, yeah, like go murder them, like go murder them kids, go murder them infants, murder the sheep, like we just saw that. Like why is this like a dead ass thing? Like we just saw him tell him. Or we like is it like do we
Pretty sure
believe
the point is it justified?
or not? Okay,
though, I
Oh
think
no,
when
it's
we
not
look
that.
at Christian theology in the full, when Adam and Eve decide to disobey God, technically we're all subjected to death, subjected to the wages of sin, the penalty of sin. I'm not a perfect person. I deserve the worst, right? And that's because, and the only reason why I'm happily breathing is because Jesus saved me, right? And so when we look at
That's
this
right.
pretense, like because we fell, I know this
I'm
is a
still
very
thinking about something
unpopular
else, I'm
thing.
sorry.
God can do whatever He wants, right? Whether it's, genocide,
Straight
putting us to
ass,
death.
bro.
We've talked about suffering and all these things.
So can I ask you a question then?
Yes.
Suppose that you woke
It's
up.
crazy that you say that. 'Cause I was just thinking about how I was like circling her ass on the cursor. That was making me laugh.
Tomorrow and you've been sort of transported into Canaan. And you wake up and you're a Canaanite.
Yeah.
And you think you haven't done anything particularly wrong, but you're a bad person, you're a sinner, right? And then the Israelites come knocking at the door, and you know that they've been sent by God. And they come to your door, and you say to yourself, well, I know that this is the will of God. Even though it's really horrible, God can do whatever He likes. So you say, please don't kill me, Mr. Israelite. Instead, let me first betray my family
was
to you,
not
because
talking
I know
about
it's the
brother.
will of the Lord. Would you allow that to happen?
I
Oh
will
shit!
contest
Oh
it with this, right?
he finna throw this
we
shit
all
up.
fall short of the
Damn,
glory of
did
God,
he even
it
get
says that in
30
Romans,
seconds?
right? So like, whatever I'm subjected to, I'm not entitled to a good life. Like I think even me living is a gift from God. The fact that I can talk to you is a gift.
Do you think that applies to, like, infants?
No,
Yes.
he's been talking with
Unfortunately,
like
yes.
little
I
ass
know it's an
head.
unpopular opinion.
So you think infants are deserving of the treatment they're given in
Yeah,
first
cause I
hand?
was just
I
thinking about like
think
imagine a
because we
nigga
all
playing this with like a wheelchair and they just pull up and like kick the chair down and they put their chair there. Never mind. You can cut that out, Ali. Yo, so... Just go ahead and resume it, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
fell, yes.
Nothing for them.
Damn,
Oh my god.
bruh,
Whole team.
nigga. Hold on, bro. Boom, boom,
Boom.
boom. I think this nigga was ready too, wasn't he? Yeah.
The only reason he
Bruh,
got it because everybody else they damn near got screened.
bro, this nigga hand on the ground, just like this nigga have it.
Look at
Nah,
the
this
other
nigga
nigga,
got it.
red
This
shirt.
nigga
Red
got
shirt.
it. Yeah, it's
Red
over with,
shirt,
bro.
bro. I don't know how he didn't get it.
This nigga not even looking at the chair, bro. Nigga sprinting, bro.
He not even. How did he even stop, bro? Okay.
Oh, so many. Good to meet you. Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet
Oh,
you.
I like his hair. His hair fire.
Okay.
He like this white nigga who
I'd
talk
love to
about
look at the case
politics
of
on
the
TikTok.
the Amalekites in 1 Samuel 15.
He look like
So 1 Samuel 15.
Dean Withers. Ain't that his name? Dean Withers that be doing the Trump shit.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's what he
That's
looks
his.
like.
He be hitting the little geek bar on live.
It says he uses that phrase, every man, woman, child, and then the lists off the animals.
Yep.
Right. So we presume that by the end of that, if only Agag and the animal comes back, that they're all dead.
And then they show up
Right.
later
Again,
in the chapter. Yeah.
chapter 27 and in
Yep.
chapter 30. Even King Agag, his descendants.
I'm hearing what they saying, bro. Jubilee, bro. Can we stop paying
He not
into this
impressed,
nigga, bro?
He not impressed, bro. He not impressed, bro. He not impressed. I just said impressed. He not impressed, bro.
Jubilee, can we stop paying into this nigga, bro? He don't give a fuck, bro.
Right.
You know
so like
he
if we're saying, just for example, we have verification that there are children related to the Amalekites who must have been there because it's Agag's children. Where else would they be? And they're alive because his descendants go on through Haman, which comes up in Esther. So
Yeah.
how do you reconcile
There are a few
that?
things to say. Firstly, one of the points where some of the Amalekites come up again, it's explicitly said that these are people who escaped. Right? These are people who escaped. And so it's possible that God commanded that all of Amalek was destroyed. And the word harem there means utterly destroy. That might also involve a driving out of the land. So it's possible that some of them
How far are
escaped.
we in the
And
video?
that's where we get the descendants.
30 minutes. Not even 30 yet. We still got an hour left. Okay. We need to start pausing like on the points they make and just call it there. Cause we keep pausing on other shit. We're not gonna finish it.
That seems totally plausible to me. The question is, did God command a genocide? By the way, genocide includes forcible expulsion from somebody's land in a case of ethnic cleansing. Sure. What I'm looking at here is, did God command the ethnic cleansing of the land of Israel from people like the Amalekites, people like Ai, people like Jericho? And I think the answer is clearly yes. Like, for example, do you think that any innocent children, maybe let's not use the word innocent for theological reasons, but do you think that any infants were killed in the destruction of Amalek?
I have no idea. I don't think that it's recorded.
Okay, but you think that God definitely commanded the killing of...
No, I don't think. I think that's hyperbolic phrasing. And I know I've heard you say it before. I heard you talk about this. You've heard that before, that it's hyperbole. But I think you can demonstrate it in Babylonian, Sumerian writings. Very similar.
Yeah.
There's an Egyptian stele which says that Israel was wiped out and their seed was utterly removed.
Yeah.
It was gone. And so we've got like comparable phrases used in other ancient Near Eastern communities in their historical texts that talk very similarly, but like we know that the Jews persisted to exist in Israel, even though the Egyptians said that they were no more. And that text explicitly says man, woman, and child. That's hyperbolic language that even we use today. Like, for example, in World War II, there's those huge posters that were put up. Every man, woman, and child is needed. Like I can read that and go,
yeah, sure. But so imagine, for example, I mean, there's a discussion at the moment about whether Israel is committing a genocide in Palestine today.
Sure.
Now, suppose a lot of people said, but you're killing children. And Israel said, yeah, but that's just a product of war. Imagine if we discovered that behind the scenes, Prime Minister of Israel had said, leave alive nothing that breathes. Kill everyone. Kill man, kill woman, kill child and infant. Kill the animals. Kill the donkeys. Don't leave anything alive that breathes. Even if he was trying to sort of make a hyperbolic point, the fact that children are then dying as a result, I think that we could lay some blame at his feet. Here we have God saying that. Those are the words that are recorded. Also, on the point of hyperbole, when we get into the book of Joshua and the destruction of the nation of Ai, it's explicitly said that 12,000 people died that day. All the people of Ai, it says. It does imply that some people ran away, because it says, I have it here in Joshua chapter 8, when Israel had finished killing all of the men of Ai in the fields.
Real quick, bro. I don't know why this just came to my mind, bro. Imagine Ali is like a Preston, like a hardcore Christian, and he hear the jokes we making, bro.
Oh my god, he gotta get
bro.
he
He just over there editing like.
Bro, he probably looking at that shit like that speed, man.
Yeah, he over there. You fucking dumbass. Don't get shit. It's like, bro, shit, like, bro.
I'm gonna text your ass.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And the wilderness where they had chased them. And by the way, earlier it says, not a man remained in Ai or Bethel who did not go after Israel. Because Israel sort of drew them out of the city and they pretend to run away. And Ai runs after them. It says, not a man remained in Ai. It then says, when Israel had finished killing all of them.
And it came to pass when Israel had made an end of slaying all the inhabitants of Ai in the field. Wait, they had Ai back then? I can't. Fuck, bro. I wanted to keep my straight face, bro. Fuck. Okay, whatever. In the wilderness where they chased them, and when they're all falling on the edge of the sword until they were consumed, that all the Israelites returned onto Ai and smite. Fuck, bro. I really want to keep my straight face on that shit, bro. I ruined that.
You was trying to make it like you was dead.
Yes, bro. And I almost had that shit too,
Israel
bro.
sort of draw them out of the city and they pretend to run away. And Ai runs after them. It says, not a man remained in Ai. It then says, when Israel had finished killing all of the men in the field and the wilderness where they chased them, and when every one of them had been put to the sword, the Israelites turned around, returned to Ai, and killed everyone who was left. If there was not a man who was left in Ai who hadn't run out and been killed in the wilderness, when they turn around and kill everyone who's left, who is it that they're killing? It's the women, it's the children. We're then told that 12,000 people fell that day, all the people of Ai, and it says 12,000 men and women. So we know that women who were non-combatants were also killed. Even if there's hyperbolic language being used here, we know that we're being told that specifically 12,000 people died, including non-combatant women.
Okay, so I think, for example, in 1 Samuel 15, these are ancient texts. It's literature, so we don't like go over and above like how interpreting literature works. So even though like the text can be saying this is what God said, well, it's still in a literary form.
Do you think God said that? Do you think it's accurate?
Well, I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't hear it. I think that the Old Testament scripture is inspired, and I think that it doesn't fail in its representation of revealing God. Like, for example, like we talked about the New Testament, right?
I'm sorry, hold on. He just said, I wasn't there. I didn't hear it. If that was his point this whole time, he wouldn't be Christian, bro. resume though. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
think I think when it comes to some things, I'm not saying everything. I think it's more like a pick and choose type of thing. That
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's such a nitpick, but it's like ah.
I mean, I ain't gonna speak too much on. I don't know nothing about it, so you know. And I'm not
Yeah, I
Christian,
don't.
so it's up to y'all niggas if y'all wanna, you know, go
John
through
chapter
it.
2, he puts the temple
Allegedly.
expulsion moment at the beginning of his gospel. Do I think that John is actually concerned with the chronology there? No, I don't think that. I think it's a literary tool.
Sure.
But
I mean,
I think the Bible's
but basically what he's saying is like it's like he didn't mean it in like a literal sense. Like when God was like, "Yo, kill everything, kill man, woman, kill that 3-month old kid, like kill all the motherfuckers in GTA, of course." He was talking about in like a you know, he wasn't talking like a literal sense. He just meant like kill everything. So, you know.
full of that. They're literary texts and they're assembled in a certain way. So I don't think that necessarily that means that God was the one using the hyperbole, but that the scribe recording the events and sort of summarizing what happened says, okay, so God commands to attack the Amalekites. But does that mean that God is the one who did the hyperbolizing? I don't think.
Do you think it would be problematic? You mentioned the cleansing of the temple, and you said that even though the chronology is off, the point is recorded. If we had a story of the cleansing of the temple, if we discovered some early manuscripts, some version of John, where Jesus goes into the temple, he starts cleansing the temple, flipping over tables, and then he starts beating up children, just starts punching them because he's so angry, right? What would you think of that? You'd probably think either it didn't happen, or if you could prove that it did happen, that Jesus was less moral than you thought he was, or if for some reason people believe that that's what he
Damn,
did.
low key. Cause it really do come down to perspective. You heard that? It'd be like if Jesus be like if it came down and like they found out that like Jesus was like punching kids, either up to the point where like, oh, I don't like I doubt, you know, he was like dead ass doing it, or if it came out that it was true that he did do that, you would think in perspective like, okay, it was probably like for a good reason type shit. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of this is like it's just gonna get justified, like however else they see it. Like if it's God doing it, they gonna find any way justifying it. Like let's say if it was like let's take it into a sense like not to get political, but like if Trump did that shit, they would be like they would be like he did this, he did this and did that. Like obviously, I'm not saying Trump's a good guy or nothing, because I mean, you know, I'm not even able to vote yet. But
I'm
like
gonna say,
to the sense,
let me keep my chin up for a little bit longer.
yeah,
Like,
I'm not even able to vote yet. It's just like into somebody who nobody like even like who is so controversial. It's like
mm,
since he already got all of this bad stuff that happened before, they're gonna see they're already gonna assume that it was for a bad reason.
mm.
Like let's say it was Obama that did it to somebody. Like even then, it's so okay. You heard black guy yawn.
No, bro, that was just a crazy coincidence, bro. But
Yeah, yeah. Like let's say that somebody was like that was more love that did it. It would just be like they just go obviously assume it was a better reason than it was bad.
yeah, so like, yeah, if niggas back in like, oh wait, yeah,
Like take it like yeah, like you know how people like when somebody walk up to a girl, if it was a good looking ass nigga, they go be like all smiley. But if it was an ugly ass nigga, they go already like a nasty EDP Jerry looking ass nigga. They go assume that it was for hurts, bro. Like he trying to
yeah.
like
Cause I ain't gonna lie, like, okay, I'm gonna put myself in a girl situation. If like I came up, or Duke Dennis, Michael B, you know, we all in that same category. If we would have came up to a woman, that's like, yo, like, let me get your number. You look good. They'd be like, oh, okay, shit, I'm a little flattered. If Cuffum / like Jeremy pulled up, they'll probably like consider that
Jack.
shit like sexual harassment, like real shit. Like they would dead ass
Yeah.
probably call like campus security on that motherfucker. Like, okay,
Help,
yeah,
help.
that's what I'm
Pepper
saying.
spray that nigga. Pepper spray that
Mace that
nigga.
nigga off
Tase.
rip.
With the
I,
taser, bro.
on me, the Amazon shit. That shit that barely
Have
even
a
work.
boyfriend.
And I think that if
2
you're
points are
looking at a
points here.
good God here,
Okay,
the
so
fact
we'll
that
listen
even
to
this is
him and
reported as
then
something that he said, and
one
this is
more,
part of the
and
Jewish
then
tradition,
we'll
that
go to
basically
the
Nah,
nobody disputes,
Oh,
at least
are we on the
theologically,
next game
accurately.
after
But you've
this?
yet to
I think that's the
demonstrate
problem.
children being
Yeah.
killed in the Old Testament.
Yep.
You haven't actually shown that. So yes, I would find that to be problematic. But you haven't shown innocent children being killed in the
We
Old
know that there's
Testament
the
yet.
command to kill children.
Right, but we just talked through all of that. So like,
Unless old girl talks. Once if I see her like, you know, talk me through, we gonna hear what she say.
You think God was?
And I'm not just saying that because she bad. I dead ass want to hear her point. She looks very intellectual, and I want to hear what she has to say to these
Or black
claims.
dude with dreads. Or black dude with dreads.
Same thing, same reason.
Hyperbolizing.
I think
by
the
telling
scribe is
people to kill
hyperbolizing. I
innocent-
think the scribe is hyperbolizing God's command.
Okay, fine. So you think that the scribe has inaccurately recorded the command of God, therefore the Old Testament is unreliable?
Right. So like that's not the same thing though. I'm not saying the scribe made something up. I'm saying the scribe has a command.
So where did they get that command from?
From God, delivered through a prophet. So
But did God say to the prophet Samuel, leave alive nothing that breathes, kill every man and woman?
I don't necessarily know that I would think that.
Okay, because if he did, then we've got the command to kill innocent children. If he didn't, then we've got a problem of the accuracy of the Old Testament.
I don't agree with that at all. Like I said, it's literature, right? So God can say something, and then the recording.
Their facial expressions, like they kind of like I can't tell if they're like dumbfounded and they're like there's no way he's like believing this, or is it like you get what I'm saying? Like I don't get what they make of it. Do they like you see her face after he said that? Like is that like a face like what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Or is it like? But we just saw the scripture like he like. But let me just rewind and say I don't know what I'm talking about.
Leave alive nothing that breathes, kill every man and woman.
I don't necessarily know that I would think that.
Okay, because if he did, then we've got the command to kill innocent children. If he didn't, then we've got a problem of the accuracy of the Old Testament.
I don't agree with that at all. Like I said, it's literature, right? So God can say something, and then the recording of the event can employ literary.
It's just like
hyperbole, which what I think is.
Said
I'm
that,
telling you,
the king was
cortisol
shouting,
levels
kill them, and then go and kill their wives, and then go and kill their children. Show no mercy. I can totally see someone saying that, and
nah, why
not
is
taken
it like he's
literally.
spiking right now?
But if God says that, this is still part of the eternal scripture of God that people have in their pews, that's in the hotel rooms. I don't know so much anymore in secular America. If you open it up to a random page, especially given the undertones of what's happening in the world right now.
But honestly, I'm not like, if I'm going to be completely honest, I think in the book of Genesis, when God leads Abraham to the promised land, he says to them, I'll bring you back here in several generations when the Amorite sin is filled up. Like that language when the bucket is all the way filled.
Yeah, so they're sinful people.
Right. So I understand why that can be problematic, but when I
wait,
read in several generations when the Amorite sin is filled up. Like that language when the bucket is all the way filled.
Yes, yeah, so they're sinful people.
Right. So
what are they talking about with a bucket of sinful people? What does that mean? Oh shit.
Beings to do that,
including
sinful human beings.
Okay, pause. You've been voted out by the.
Yeah, they was talking for a hot minute.
Majority.
Thanks,
please
good to
return
meet you.
your
That's good.
seat.
Is she ready? Damn! Bliss these motherfuckers. This nigga jumped in it. God damn! How did she get the chair?
Yo, Keys, wait, that's straight acceleration. Wait, play it back.
Right?
Wait, what's that 40-minute dash?
Hold on, bro. I gotta see.
Yeah. Oh,
Damn. She got that shit.
okay.
Look, even
All
that
right,
nigga.
really quick before we begin the discussion.
You know it's T? Nah, what the fuck?
I ain't gonna
That's
All right, really quick before we begin the discussion, I'm gonna give you this gift and also.
All I needed was a
Nah,
name.
man.
All I needed was a name. And they got them alphabetical order. All I needed was a name. She not even popping. Wait, she not even popping. I might. Oh, motherfucker, think I'm locked. Come on.
Use my point for the topic of genocide.
Okay.
Because you're saying that God commands genocide, correct?
No, I can't.
So you're making this God sound like a very hating God.
I can't.
That, like, commands.
I'm sorry. It's not that type of video, Ali. Chill. I know. Be serious. Stay focused, Ali. Stay focused, Bryce. Stay focused. We're not here for that, bro. We're not here for that, bro. We're not. We talking about
Ali.
I keep saying that shit. Bro, we not here for that. Come on.
Topic of genocide.
Okay.
Because you're saying that God commands genocide, correct?
At least I'm
So
looking.
you're making this God sound like a very hating God. That like
Not necessarily
commands
hateful, just genocidal.
like genocidal. Okay. So here's this personal gift I would like to give to you. It says cast your
Man, fuck. I don't get no personal gift. Why is she giving this nigga gift, bro? That shit
It's not
pissing me
that
off,
type
bro.
video, bro.
You right, it's not. Ali, focus. Ali, focus. It's
I'm
not that type
saying,
of video.
bro.
Come on, bro. We locked. We
You
locked.
tripping.
We locked. We locked. She giving him a gift for a form of demonstration. Lock in. Come on.
Like genocidal. Okay, so here's this personal
Hey,
gift I
Ali.
would like to give to you. It says, cast your anxieties because he cares for you. The way how you're portraying this God when you say that very broad statement of God commanding genocide, I disagree.
Fuck, where this
Because
big
in the
ear
beginning
ass
of the
nigga?
Bible, God is love. At the end of the Bible, God is love. Our fellow peer, he stated that our God is a very just God. So can we
She's
argue
very
that
passionate
or
about
say
this.
that even though this God perhaps like in the beginning of the Old Testament, that's where the genocide occurs a lot. We can also say that
So do you think genocide does occur?
if it did say that in the Bible, I just want to say that like these people also went to heaven. It's not like they're getting like killed and punished in that moment. He's also taking these souls of
She
the
just
women
got
and
up
children and
there.
taking them with him, if that's the case.
I told
But
you.
the
I feel
whole
like they
argument
taking
is
the
about
woman out too
God, like
Okay,
fast,
I
bro.
have a question then. Do you think it's okay to kill people because they'll eventually just go to heaven anyway after you kill them?
it's not about killing. It's just like
Are
the,
people who get abortions doing their unborn children a favor by killing them in the womb, therefore giving them a fast track to heaven?
this is a
No, he
different
broke.
approach to
He
genocide. But I just want
life.
to say like
I
the
don't think you get to inflict a genocide and then sort of just make up for it with the fact that you send them to heaven afterwards. I mean, maybe you do, but the problem is that the Israelites are also sinful people. And when the Israelites are sinful, they get the prophet of God with literal stone tablets telling them how.
Well, wait. What did the Israelites do? In the Bible, the Israelites were considered sinful primarily due to widespread idolatry, persistent disobedience, and breaking their covenant. Oh, so they didn't fuck with God.
Yeah, it was like that's like Jews, Cam.
Jews don't fuck with God.
Not like to that sense, bro. That's that Jews are the people of Israel.
Bro, I know this nigga Ali is like, bro, this is the most ignorant nigga I've ever edited a video for. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I don't know too much about it, bro. I'm
to correct their
sorry. I'm
path.
sorry.
The Canaanites are sinful people, and when they're sinful people, they get the Israelites coming in and wiping them out of
But
their own
our
land.
God is a just God, and I feel like even
that's
though
what
if
I'm
they're
critiquing. That's what
if
I'm
they're
critiquing.
sinful
All
people, they
right,
have
pause. You've been voted out.
I mean, damn, she didn't even get a minute, bro.
My next claim is that there is insufficient evidence to believe in the resurrection.
I mean,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I
There's
mean,
nothing. They can't prove that shit.
they only strictly talk about it in the book, or do niggas do people outside of the book be like, nah, like I saw that nigga come back to life.
Yeah, they talk about. Well, I mean, they talk about it in the book and say that they saw it in the book and said that people saw it.
Okay.
He wasn't in the tomb no more. But like outside of the Bible, no.
You know what I mean?
What?
Black ass nigga, why you
No.
even get up? You don't even want it bad enough, bro.
To your seat.
Sorry, we don't have more
Don't say
time.
nothing.
Like, bro, nigga, you done went up here like 6 times, bro. Come on now.
The resurrection, as
Oh,
you know,
Samuel?
is the single most important issue in Christianity. If it doesn't happen, as Paul would say, then none of this matters. If it did happen, then
Yo, his
everything
voice is
matters
so
and
high
everything
pitched. I thought
becomes
he was
much
about to
more
have like a
important.
deep ass
Do
voice.
you believe that the disciples of Christ, Paul as well, and others believed that Christ rose from the dead?
I think that's.
Why wouldn't they?
I feel like 'cause it could be like his propaganda or some shit. Like, do they believe it was propaganda?
But nah. He's saying like, do you think like Paul and all the other disciples like, do you think they believe that Jesus rose from the dead? But it's like they wrote and like, why wouldn't they though, right?
I think that's probably the case.
Okay, so you believe that they truly believe, not that they just made it up.
But can I
that
ask why you believe that they believed it?
Sure. Well, wait. I would say they believed it because it happened. That's how I would
Okay,
say,
fine.
yes,
But how
of
do you
course.
know that they actually believed it?
How do I know that they believed it?
Yeah, how do you know that
Through
they
their
believed? How do you know
writings.
that they weren't lying, for example?
Because they were executed for it. So, for
how,
instance,
how were they executed?
some of them were executed by being sawed in half. Some of them were executed by being beheaded.
How do you know that?
Well, through obviously the tradition and the historicity of
Those are two
life.
things. There's tradition and there's historicity.
Well, no. So the tradition of the church, the idea is that when you say church tradition or holy tradition, it's not just this idea that, oh, we're just saying things and making things that are in line with Christianity.
Sure.
But it's actually this idea that we are following the trail and the lineage of
Sure.
Christianity
What
closely.
I'm looking for is evidence of the apostles' martyrdom for their claim that Jesus had risen from the dead. Only 2 disciples' deaths are recorded in the Gospels. That's Judas, who hangs himself, or there's another contradiction. He either hangs himself in Matthew, or in the book of Acts, he's described as falling over in a field and headlong, and his guts spilling out. Right? It seems to be a difference. So Judas, also James, the brother of John, who's beheaded by Herod. We're not told precisely why. Every single other death of the apostles relies solely on church tradition. There is no historical evidence that they were martyred, and certainly not that they were martyred for their belief that Jesus was resurrected. In fact, even according to church tradition, the only person, the only disciple, the only apostle that was not martyred for his faith, do you know who it was? John, the one who makes the most theologically fantastical claims of all of the apostles.
But obviously we know that also by the tradition that they tried to kill John by boiling him in oil.
I don't see any evidence that this actually happened outside of church tradition, and I don't trust that church.
But so for instance, what type of evidence would you be expecting to hear by people who do not care about those Christians? So for instance, the people in power in Rome, why would they be writing some, incredible long tales about we are going to kill the Christians because of this, and this, so that we
this
can
goes both
now
ways, right? Why would the enemies report these martyrdom stories?
Right,
I could
exactly.
say, why wouldn't Christian writers be motivated to make such stories up? What I'm saying is that goes both ways. We don't know what actually happened. All we have is a tradition, a biased tradition that seeks to establish their martyrdom that tells us that that's what's happened.
But we can know that they wouldn't want to just make this up because some of them also were killed. And when we now track that time later, there are saints in the 200s, 300s, 400s that are killed.
That's true.
For having
go
this.
both
But
ways,
crucially,
like bro
they're
said.
not the eyewitnesses. They're not the people who supposedly saw this
It
happen.
really
So they
just
could easily
because
just be
like
mistaken.
that's really
Agreed, but
like
what I'm
history
saying-
though. Like the winners really write it.
Yeah, okay.
Is that if those people in the 200s,
Like, hey, Cam,
300s, 400s
One
are
Piece.
saying that the eyewitnesses were killed and they are
All
holding
roads-
to the
all
same
roads
faith
lead to One
and they are
Piece,
willing
Cam.
also to be
Hey,
killed,
bro.
do you not
Absolute
think that
cinema.
this says something?
If indeed that is what happened, it means that they heard. We
Okay.
can know. We don't know whether that's true. We don't know whether that's accurate.
yes, but
By the way,
we
I'm
only
not saying
got
that-
30
I'm not
minutes
saying that
left.
they didn't.
Relax.
Right.
I'm just saying
exactly.
that we don't know. In other words, I'm happy to just grant that the disciples did believe in the resurrection of
It's
Jesus
not even
and that
a
they
long
died for their
video.
beliefs. What I'm saying is that when people throw this out as if it's a historically attested fact, it's simply not.
So what happened on Easter morning?
I don't
Straight
know.
monkey
There's
gun.
only one other option other than obviously that Christ rose from the dead. I would ascertain, and you can disagree if you feel free, it would be that his disciples, people who truly loved him, stole his body and somehow disposed of
Well, it
it.
could have been
Yeah,
somebody
I
else.
was
who
kind
stole
of
his body.
thinking of that. Like,
And-
I was kind of thinking, like, if 21 people do it, like, that's what I was trying to get in there. Like, when I was saying the 21 cars, like, what if 21 people just came together and, like, hid his, like, this, found it and hid his body and found a way, like, maybe burnt it or something?
I mean,
It's
you would have to burn it, low key.
like, what if
Right?
they just burnt it? Like, I mean, like, obviously they wouldn't bury him because, like, they would have found him by now. But, like, what if you just burnt him? Bonfire? Like, what? Like, literally?
I mean, it
It's like,
could, but it's like
I
you
mean,
you have to think like what point? But the point would serve would be like low key to follow to make sure that's hardcore dedication to like make sure like. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Be like if you told niggas around that time, it was like, bro, like this nigga came back to life, like bro, like listen to what this nigga said, bro, like he dead ass came back to life, like that could really pull some niggas into like his following. You get what I'm saying?
Keith, imagine. Hey, Keith, look, and it's 21 niggas, bro. Like 21 cars, bro. Like, who the fuck stole that?
Wait, bro,
Like,
you know? Okay, I
Simple,
mean it could
isn't
really, it's all up to
And
interpretation.
but what motivation would they have to steal the body
So,
and dispose of it?
grave robbing was quite popular in that time.
But there were guards,
around
remember?
that area. Well, there are guards that are only reported to Matthew. And what does Matthew say about the guards? He's the only person that reports the guards. And what do the
Bitch,
guards
just
do?
leave.
They
Just
say
go.
that Jesus has
Just go.
disappeared, and the high priests pay the guards to tell people that the
When the chief priests had met with the elders and advised the plan, they gave the soldiers a large sum of money, telling them, "You are to say this." His disciples came during the night and stole him away while we were asleep. And this story has been widely circulated among the Jews to this day. You are to say this. His disciples came during the
It's
night
like-
and stole him away while we were asleep. Who are they? Oh, like they just talking about general, like just the grave robbers, or they talking about Jesus himself, like they stole that nigga?
that's what they told him to say. That's what they would go tell the guard to say, I'm pretty sure. Or they paid the guard to say. I don't know.
Well, yeah. They saying they gave soldiers large sum of money, but I'm saying like who were they stealing? Like they stole Jesus, or they were just like is this just
Yeah,
an
that-
example of grave robbers of them like
I'm
Like,
here today. I think they giving an example of grave robbers, and they said they trying to apply that. That's what they did to Jesus.
oh, they could have did that. Okay, I peeped.
Body's been stolen. Now, what does Matthew say? He says, and this is a rumor that they went and spread that persists to this day. So the author of Matthew knew that there were people who were saying that somebody stole the body and intentionally puts these guards there, has this story of the high priest paying them off to spread this rumor in order to combat that rumor. So we know that
Yeah,
people in the early church,
pause it.
before
Like
the
he's
writing
Matthew's. The point Matthew trying to get across. I'm pretty sure is that like if people is trying to say what if they just stole it, it's like they saying that the priest paid the guards to say that they stole it. Like on some paying the ref type shit. Like even if he did
Okay.
walk out, even if he did like actually resurrect and walk out of there, and they couldn't do nothing to stop it. They just said that the grave robber stole it.
Okay.
the Gospel of Matthew
We're under the impression
thought that the body was stolen. There's even Tertullian talks about, this is amazing, Tertullian talks about a theory that some people were spreading that the gardener had stolen the body of Jesus because he didn't want people to come and spoil his lettuces when they came to see him as a shrine.
And I would agree that both seem illogical. But if we're just going to say that it was robbed, and then these disciples, this group of people, now are just not looking for the body, or that, again, which I would say is even more unlikely, that it is people who someone who did not care about Christ, that now would steal his body, I feel like this would be also very illogical.
Well, there are theories that are suggesting, for example, that the authorities, either the Jewish or the Roman authorities,
Oh,
didn't want
me.
this to become some kind
Nigga,
of
they heard the first joke we made and was like, oh, hell no.
shrine.
Nigga, they saw the title of the video and said no.
Jesus to go
Go
to
on.
death, and so they disposed of the body.
Hey,
there are
Ali.
all kinds of theories. Some people think that the body was eaten by dogs. Like, there's all kinds of things that could have happened, which seem pretty spurious and unlikely. But to me, if you're trying to tell me that a man rose from the dead, you're going to have to do a lot more in the way of getting rid of these other...
It would be the only clause that has an external force. Every other clause is also extremely illogical, but the clause where Christ raised from the dead has that external force, and that external force is
so
God.
can you tell
All
me
right,
why...
pause, guys. That's time.
Wait, let me see who we get on next. Low key, okay. For like 2 seconds, I just want to see like.
So the first thing I want to ask is, do you
This
have
the
to
one who
have
wanna leave,
evidence
right?
to
Yeah.
prove that something's real? To believe something's real.
Wait, what'd she say?
Ask is, do you have to have evidence to prove that something's real? To believe something's real.
It's the point you was getting at earlier.
Right, but I was bringing up the thing that's like, I mean, in my opinion, like for me to like believe something that's real, yeah, like I have to like have some
But
type of
it didn't
evidence,
because like
basically.
people always, but they always get to the point is like, but you don't always you don't go to a weighting scale and check if the pills are actually this, or like every time you take medicine you have faith that this medicine, but it's like because it goes through so much. It's prescribed. I mean, you're not like you're not taking if the doctor has a diploma, but it's like it goes through so many lines that like they have to have it to be here, and if they don't, they don't, my nigga. I mean, I guess, but it's like that's way less plausible. That's way less. That's way is way less plausible for a doctor to be working here without a degree than a guy. You know what?
You know.
You can get started.
Nah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Wow.
Like it's more to the point where like be like
They got
yeah,
more evidence.
like I might not know exactly what's in the pills, but I know a doctor studied for so and so years to get to the point where he knows what's in the pills to know whether or not he can sell that bitch on the shelf or not. You get what I'm saying? Like there's more
Yeah.
evidence that points to that than okay. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I mean. At the end of the day, I kind of feel like as something as serious as like religion. I mean, health is serious too, of course, because I mean that's your fucking life. But something to like dedicate your entire life to be, because I mean, once you like religion, like not even like Christians themselves, but like any other religion, nigga, you're dedicating your like life, your standards, your principles, all to that one.
Your whole morale,
Right.
like
You're
that's
like
I ain't gonna
it's
lie.
all to that one
I,
thing. So it's like
like
when it comes to something that fucking important, like. I feel like I gotta have something. You know what I'm saying? Like hardcore shit, bro. Like that. I like. I don't want to take this. I don't give a fuck, bro. That nigga Jesus would have to come down in my basement, right? Like I want that nigga standing right here and be like, "Hey, I ain't gonna lie, motherfucker. Y'all nigga been saying some crazy shit in this video." but I'm real. I'm gonna need y'all niggas to lock the fuck in. Then you know what I'm saying. If he did that, then I might be like, you know what? Hey, y'all heard it here first. This motherfucker just came down and told me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I need that nigga to like drop a notebook from the sky and be like, hey, read this shit real quick. I saw what you been saying. Like y'all niggas need to turn over a new leaf, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would need like some hardcore shit to the point where like, okay, I got it. Like, okay, this nigga probably on some shit. You know what I'm saying? But like just going off of shit from like years ago, from like what the Wikipedia. I mean, I ain't calling y'all book of Wikipedia, but I'm calling y'all shit a Wikipedia, bro. Going off of the Wikipedia from back then, it's like it's not enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I need some hardcore shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely need some shit like that. How you feel though?
I feel like yeah, it's like I feel like I need like some type of like proof.
You know? All right, bet.
Broadly, I think that can't be the case because there are all kinds of things that we believe without evidence, such as the existence of the external world and the laws of logic, fine. But when it comes to historical claims, I think that, yes, we need some burden of proof.
And how much historical claims do you need in order for you personally to believe that Jesus is real?
I believe that Jesus was real. To believe that he was resurrected is a different thing. I think I would need...
Wait, atheist believes Jesus is real?
It's I mean like some atheists do, some atheists don't. I mean like
Okay.
it's like
I
but it's like some people believe that Jesus was a real person, but like he didn't do all of this. Some people, I mean like yeah,
Oh,
and then
okay, I got you.
they believe it just got like misinterpreted. It just I mean everybody get their own view on it.
I got you.
Probably more corroborative accounts of specific appearances that didn't contradict each other.
Okay, what if I told you that Jesus still is revealing himself to people today?
That's fine, but do you think he's doing so in bodily form to multiple people at once?
Okay, so this is the thing, is I believe Jesus is still alive today and that he is revealing himself, he's healing and delivering people, and it would be absolutely impossible for Jesus' resurrection if Christians didn't have power. So if a Christian was powerless, then Jesus wouldn't have resurrected. But because there's still deliverance, miracles, healing, signs, wonders, visions, and dreams, that's evidence and that's
Yeah, that's
living
fucking
proof
you're
that Jesus
crazy,
resurrected.
gang.
I was just about to rewind. Let's listen to what she said again before I put my piece on it. Cause I get what she's saying, but I feel like I'm gonna wait till after.
But when it comes to historical claims, I think that yes, we need some burden of proof.
And how much historical claims do you need in order for you personally to believe that Jesus is real? That
I
he's
believe that Jesus was
resurrected?
real. To believe that he was resurrected
Yes,
is a different thing.
resurrected.
I think I would need probably more corroborative accounts of specific appearances that didn't contradict each other.
Okay, what if I told you that Jesus still is revealing himself to people today?
That's fine, but do you think he's doing so in bodily form to multiple people at once?
Okay, so this is the thing, is I believe Jesus is still alive today and that he is revealing himself, he's healing and delivering people, and it would be absolutely impossible for Jesus' resurrection if Christians didn't have power. So if a Christian was powerless, then Jesus wouldn't have resurrected. But
The first
because
woman
there's
that
still
didn't go out so
deliverance,
fast.
miracles, healing, signs, wonders, visions, and dreams, that's evidence and that's living proof that Jesus resurrected. Because if he didn't resurrect, he wouldn't have sent his Holy Spirit as an advocate to fill the believer to operate and to be empowered to walk in signs, wonders, and
Along
miracles.
with a wealth of other
I
religious
mean,
traditions.
a lot of people are agreeing with this, which means a lot of people must like. I mean, I ain't gonna speak for everybody, but I saw like 2 niggas nod, so that got to be like a Christian belief that like, you know what I'm saying, that like all the
Yeah, some people
blessings
do.
and shit like that happen today, like you know, like birth and stuff like that, or like.
I mean like why do you think people say thank Jesus, bro?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like I mean, I feel that, but like it come down to the same thing when like you ever heard when niggas been be like a woman is like giving birth and like the doctor or like something went wrong and the doctor's like pulled through and they do like some surgical shit and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
you're right, and they thank God,
C-section.
yeah, or like they thank God, but then at the end it's like it was really the like a lot of people be like, I mean, why you thanking God, and the doctors like the surgeons
Yeah,
literally
and
just
then like
saved
you
that
got also
saved
like
one.
this stuff like it's always like when good stuff happen it's God, but when bad stuff happen it's the devil.
You know, so I can't like. I mean, I get what she's saying, but it's like I
You
don't
can't
like.
blame every good thing on God and blame all the bad shit on the devil. I mean, like I'm not trying to justify that nigga, but it's like obviously it's like what, bro?
I mean,
Somebody just
yeah,
said.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I could see how like some things be like blessings and shit like that, but I also think that like a lot of times
It just
like
happens.
niggas be working like it be like dead ass like you know what I'm saying? Cause bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I get like knock on wood, bro, but if I get hit by a car, bro, and it's like I'm down two leg, Nah, let me not go that far. But like my left eye just gets fucked up like bad. Like there's like a high probability like my shit is just not gonna get fixed. And I got a nigga from St. Jude's Hospital. They fly that nigga all the way over here to come fix my shit. Bro, I ain't gonna wake up like, bro, thank God. I'm go to that nigga like handily and shake that nigga hand, bro, cause that nigga did some shit up there in the lab for me. You get what I'm saying? And got my shit
Yeah.
right. Like I'm not gonna be like, yo, thank Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Like I kind of feel like you got to give credit where credit due. Like yeah, you can still believe in your blessings and shit, but like when niggas working, give niggas they praise too. You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta go both ways at the same time. You get what I'm saying? You can't just put everything on Jesus. I mean, you can, but you know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like I don't know, like
It's so
you know,
nitpicky.
yeah. But imagine some shit went bad though, and be like, oh no, like man, that's just the devil working. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like kind of like what you said. So it's like it go either way, I guess. You know.
Also have their visionaries too. As an outsider, I have to say, I can understand as a Christian.
I
hear the
like her
story that
points
someone's
though.
seen Jesus,
I
you
like
might
her
think that's
shit
plausible
though.
and
I
think, you know,
mean,
Yeah.
it's a little
Too
loopy
bad
at
she like
times.
she just acting like Dorothy though.
Yeah. She a little out of it, but you know, I'm fucking with
praise
her.
Christ. For me, I don't find it
It'd be
Shit,
convincing
I'm
at all.
fucking with somebody else a little bit more, but we ain't gonna say no none.
It happened all over the place. We see all kinds of visions. We see people seeing ghosts. We see people seeing Jesus.
He
We see
bought
people
the
saying all
tiny
kinds of
ass
gods.
tiny ass
And by
composition
the way,
notebook.
that also I don't think would really indicate the historicity of this particular resurrection account of Jesus of Nazareth.
I had Jesus appear to me 3 years ago. I was in my room
Oh,
and he
yep.
appeared to
She's
me and he came
crazy.
and
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get
look at her. She like, what the fuck are you talking
yeah.
about? Dean Withers like, bro, I'm ready to wrap this shit up. His flag already up.
he gave
Look,
me
she
a
about to
big
throw the
hug. He
flag up.
lifted me up. He's turned me around, and the
Wait,
joy
what?
was he came
What
and
she
he
said?
gave me a big hug. He lifted me up. He's turned me around, and
Yeah, so you might want to
Yeah.
get checked out into like a mental hospital. If any like
She's
entity
a
is picking you up or like hugging
she's
you,
straight
yeah,
religious psychosis game. Those
I don't know, bruh.
she
I mean,
had me for a second.
I don't know. You might want to get checked out a little bit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You
But
might be a little something up top we missing, bro. He was picking your shit up, bro. Spinning you around. Uh,
the joy was
bruh.
unlike this world. And I'm telling you, like, he's so real because I've physically seen him. But you know,
you physically saw the nigga? Like,
Oh yeah.
nah. I ain't gonna lie. She could have
Yeah.
she could have weaned herself out like spiritually. Like I felt his presence and stuff like that. Okay, you physically saw this nigga?
Yeah, I would have called it. Hey, start writing this down.
Talk about something.
I could say all day my tangible encounters with
You can
Christ.
see
I've
everybody
seen
else around the
tremendous
table
miracles.
like,
I've
what the
seen
fuck is she
paralyzed
talking
people
about?
walk out of wheelchairs and not over time. I've prayed over people and I've seen broken bones go back into place. I've seen people delivered of
I mean, that's I ain't gonna say that. Just let her talk, bro. Let her
demons.
talk.
Like
Let her talk.
the very things in the Bible I've seen come to life, and my life has been tangible evidence of the living God, of the living resurrection, that He has risen. Because I wouldn't be able to see or do any of that stuff unless that
Right.
happened. But as much as I can tell you it, right, it's up to if you want to believe it or not.
So I'm fascinated by your account. I always love to know what people see when they
Yeah.
have these kinds of visions, the physicality, how Jesus appeared, did he fade away, did he walk out of the room, did he knock on the door, this kind of stuff. But the crucial point is that if I had such a religious experience, I have no doubt that it would probably turn me into a Christian, and God willing, it will happen one day. That would be
pray it does.
awesome. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet. And as far as that goes to convincing anybody else, people will say that's not evidence, and it's not, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be for you, it's supposed to be the reason that you have to believe in God, and it's probably the best reason you can have for believing in God. Unfortunately, that's not going to do very much for me, because these stories of sort of demons being driven out and this kind of stuff, you know, I think the only thing that demons seem to be more scared of than Jesus is a camera. You know, if I can see this kind of stuff happen.
Nah, see, I ain't gonna lie. He's saying like what I'm saying. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Like I said
Yeah,
before,
like
if Jesus pulled up right next to me and was like, "Yo, oh wait, that was a crazy gesture." But no, if he pulled up like right next to me on some shit it was like, yo, like type in with me, like me seeing that nigga like firsthand, like it would dead ass make me a Christian. Like I would dead ass like believe everything. But it's like, I
Also, I'm
mean,
gonna have to see if I'm fucking crazy. I'm sorry,
yeah.
bro. Like,
If a nigga do appear in my room, I'm gonna be like,
okay,
you
I
know
mean,
what? I'm gonna be
yeah,
like, you know what? You real, my nigga. But just in case, I'm gonna go talk to that same Jude motherfucker
yo,
that helped
Keeks,
me.
I feel like even if it was real or fake, you gonna end up in that mental hospital and fucked up off of off of them pills, gang.
Nigga, I'm checking my bond stash to make sure everything all right in the head real quick. Like, hold on, did I smoke that shit today? Was it today or yesterday? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have to go back and double check everything right. But you know, if everything in order and I see that nigga, then yeah, bro, he got my full attention. He got my full thing, bro.
And
You
maybe
go
that
to the
would
nigga
increase my
wait.
credence, but until it does.
Like, if you pull it up, it was like, hey, bro, go. I'm gonna be like, did I? Hold on. One sec, bro. One sec. Oh no, bro, you straight. Yep. Alright, what's up? Everything good. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure everything in check.
Ken, how many hours I sleep today?
That's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I start checking my heart
Start
rate.
pinching yourself.
Yeah, start checking
Nigga,
my
start
heart
pinching
rate and shit
yourself.
real quick. I'd be like, hey, gonna lie. Stay right there. Call my doctor. Call my doctor up on the phone real quick. Be like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I need a house visit real quick, bro. I need to. Hey, P. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calling that nigga down.
I feel like you probably gonna call P first. Some guy. I ain't gonna lie.
I just have to accept that that's something you experienced. That like the apparent visions of the disciples and other people that you've already mentioned, I don't know what's happening now. I have to suspect it's some kind of psychological phenomenon until I'm shown otherwise.
Guys, I'm
Damn,
sorry.
we about to step forward
Hey,
thing. Okay, shit. Okay, she was probably one of the best ones that came up there, though.
My next assertion is that Jesus never claimed to be God.
Okay. Like we said, like in the beginning.
Hey, what was the question there?
Jesus never claimed to be God.
Oh yeah.
Right. Because you said it's three different people. You said it's God, the Holy Spirit that came down IRL, and then Jesus.
Yeah, this really just a flopper.
Okay, so it's like common knowledge basically. Bro, I want to see this nigga, bro. Same shit. He don't, bro. There's no way he doesn't talk this entire time. Oh,
He talked on this one?
Okay, I kind of want to hear Hillary Clinton too, though, because I ain't gonna lie, she been kind of pressed.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about them, but
okay. Well, they were found in 1943. It is proven that they are about 2,300 years old, and you've got your body.
Yeah, come on now.
Of the monks aside.
Jews
to meet you.
Let me see who running. She got that shit, bro. Nigga, then this nigga, how you keep missing? No, you just trash. I ain't gonna lie. How the fuck this nigga keep missing this shit?
Bro, he be in full line.
Like
He in
straight,
best spot.
bro, straight jumping in this shit, bro. How you be missing this?
God that
Hit this
knowing
bitch.
like what happened in the Old Testament, he needed to have a representative to humble himself during these trials of the early beginnings of the Old Testament.
For the sake of time, I really need
so
Jesus claiming to be God.
So
Bro,
my
relax.
point is that he sent Jesus to be that human figure to represent God so he could humble himself in his own creation.
So where does Jesus say that?
Okay, so she's saying that God sent Jesus down there and told that nigga, yo, like, why you down there, bro? You can claim to be God so you can get these niggas, like, so they understand, right? Is that what he's saying? Why is Jeremy now texting me? Jesus never claimed to be God. What do you think of that?
What?
I'm gonna stop you right there. Why don't you come join the Discord stream and type into this video me and Bryce have been doing for the last 2 hours, 42 minutes, and 17 seconds.
Yeah, I've been up this whole time.
You wouldn't believe it. But look.
I know.
I ain't know. Look. You want to type into the video with us? We almost wrapping up.
What are we doing?
We were reacting to one atheist versus 25 Christians, but we got like 15 minutes left, so if you want to finish up.
No.
Gotcha. All right. I told you, I knew he wasn't gonna tap in, whatever. But whatever.
This fucking monkey.
I am that person. I am God.
When he claims to say, I am the light, I am the way, follow me, I am your God. When
He says, I am your God.
I am the light. I feel like
Sure, he says that, but you just said, I am your God. I don't think Jesus says that.
my apologies on misrepresenting like the whole entirely of the words in that verse. But
Damn, niggas fuck up one time and get you up out the seat.
I know.
Damn.
They do not
Jesus
fuck
says,
with
I am
her.
your God.
I am the light. I feel like
Sure, he says that, but you just said, I am your God. I don't think Jesus says that.
my apologies on misrepresenting like the whole entirely of the words in that
Damn.
verse. But he's still
Yeah, she
claiming
out,
that
bro.
he is the light.
I could
that
tell.
has
As soon as
that
I saw
connection
that.
to that higher God.
Absolutely.
And I
about
feel
that
like with
pressure.
that connection,
Yeah,
to
bro.
that higher
As soon as
God.
he said that,
Yes,
as soon as that nigga was like, well, I mean, you say he was God too. No, okay, I'm sorry for misrepresenting it, and then over with, bro.
he is in that physical form. I also want to say with the Virgin Mary, he has no father, and an angel blessed him with what he was saying
According
earlier.
to two mythical birth narratives.
Yes.
Which, by the way, the Gospels
I
don't
wanna
seem to...
ask-
She pretty, but she don't know about shit. I ain't gonna lie.